go ahead and send down the line.
Evenings to referee.
It's the graduate who listens to the league championship game on the internet.
It's the parent who sells ads in the school athletic program.
It's the cashier at the corner convenience store who wears school colors on every game day.
It's the trainers, equipment managers, and ball boys who never miss a practice.
What makes high school sports here in Florida so special? They do.
You do.
We all do.
High school sports. It's the we that every community needs. This message presented by the Florida High School Athletic Association and the Florida Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
It makes no sense, I know, but I can't drive over that bridge.
When we fear something that really ought not to be feared, it's called a phobia. Phobias can range from a fear of heights, or of bugs, or of flying, or of elevators, or many other things as well. Phobias are very real to those who suffer from them. Fortunately, treatments exist to reduce most phobias. If you have phobias, ask a mental health professional. You could start living with fewer fears.
More information is available at healthyminds.org. This message is from the Florida Psychiatric Society.
92.5 WFSX Estero. It's 6 o'clock on Southwest Florida's news and talk station, 92.5 Fox News.
This Wink News update is presented by Johnston Spinal Care, the leader in spinal decompression. Find them online at 596back.com.
Now, this is a Wink News update.
I'm Kirsten Delgado with Wink News. COVID-19 vaccines are now available for high-risk frontline workers and those of you who are 65 years and older. Starting today, Moderna's vaccine will be available at the Estero Parks and Rec Center. Vaccines will be available from 2 to 6 this afternoon. The Department of Health says you don't need an appointment, but you will need to sign a consent form. The Department of Health is also canceling all the remaining COVID-19 testing and vaccine outreach walk-up sites today. They did have 2 planned for today and tomorrow in Lee County. This means they will not be giving flu and hepatitis A vaccines either. You can still, however, get tested at CenturyLink Sports Complex. Meanwhile, testing resumes today in Collier County. It is by appointment only. The Florida Department of Health testing sites will close later this week for the New Year's holiday. The woman accused of killing 3 little boys will have a pretrial hearing today on Zoom. Investigators say Marion Williams set her ex-boyfriend's Arcadia home on fire with his grandchildren inside the home. All this happening back in 2017. If convicted, Williams faces the death penalty.
Wink News traffic.
Good Monday morning. Traffic busy on Daniels Parkway heading east of Fiddlesticks towards I-75. Also a delay building on Daniels heading west to Treeline. We're pretty good on that Daniels extension. If you are in Lehigh Acres, up to speed on 82 as well between Sunshine and Gunnery Road. There is a delay on 82 building heading west of Gunnery towards Ray Avenue. Also on I-75, we're fully up to speed heading to and from Lee and Collier. That's your up to the minute traffic. I'm Sabrina Katz. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
After the chilly morning, a comfortable afternoon. Temperatures rebounding quite a bit in the mid to upper 70s to even some flirting with 80. Pleasant day, though. A lot of sunshine, some occasional passing clouds, and most are dry. Now, as we hit your Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, breezy conditions expected with a gradual warming trend. And in fact, for the last day of 2020 and the first day of 2021, temperatures warmer than normal in the lower to middle 80s. With Wink News, I'm meteorologist Matt Devitt, Weather Authority.
Wink News at the top and bottom of the hour.
Blah, 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 blah. Gear up for the liberal loudmouths at work. Drew Steele, mornings on 92.5 Fox News.
Hey, it's Jake DeMolino here from Daybreak to talk about AMCO of Bonita Springs. Everyone's been affected by the pandemic, and I was definitely no exception. But here's the thing. I had an issue, a well-known issue. Kevin and Todd came to the rescue, effectively giving me my life back. They put their expertise to work on my transmission. That was completely shot. His master mechanic told me that it was probably the worst transmission he's seen in his 30 years of working. And let me tell you, he knocked it out of the park. He helped me, and I'm sure he can help you as well. AMCO of Bonita Springs has been trusted in Southwest Florida since 2008. They've been through pandemics, recessions, you name it. They're located right off of Burnwood Drive in Bonita, an independent, conservative AMCO dealer whose award-winning customer service speaks for itself. They work on all makes and models, and they don't just do transmissions. They can do oil changes, normal maintenance, tires, you name it. For those of you out there with classic cars, there's no one I could trust more than Kevin and Todd with something I know you cherish and is so near and dear to you. So give Kevin and Todd a call at AMCO of Bonita Springs, 239-992-2626, 239-992-2626. A big thank you from Jake the Millennial for AMCO Bonita Springs.
Water is life in Southwest Florida. It drives our economy from tourism to fishing to boating and quality of life. This is Adam Botana from Baywater Exclusive Boat Club, and we talk water for an hour every weekend on Fox News Radio. We feature guests on water quality, water safety, and water fun, including great boating day trips and tips on fishing. Join us this Saturday at 7 a.m. for the Baywater Exclusive Boat Club Hour with Adam Botana on 92.5 Fox News.
When you're looking for a career change, what's important to you? Health insurance, dental, vision, wages, working conditions, paid time off, or an opportunity for growth? My Shower Door offers all of these, plus more. For the past 5 years, My Shower Door has continued to grow throughout Florida, and this growth requires top candidates. If you or someone you know is interested in making a career change, apply at myshowerdoor.com/careers and take that first step towards your new career path.
It's open enrollment season, and MediShare is a Christian healthcare sharing ministry that saves most families about $500 a month. Google MediShare and see if it's a fit for you.
Is the cost of finishing the basement worth the benefit of some peace and quiet?
When questions find you, Merrill Edge Self-Directed Investing can help you find answers with personalized planning tools and insights to help you get where you want to go, even if it's just downstairs. Merrill, a Bank of America company. Visit merrilledge.com/withinreach to get started today.
Investing involves risk. Merrill Lynch, Pierce, Fenner & Smith Incorporated. Registered broker-dealer, member SIPC. Investment products are not FDIC insured, are not bank guaranteed, and may lose value.
Newsmax TV. Everyone's talking about it. 30 million people are watching Newsmax for real news on President Trump, Biden, the election, and more. And make sure you vote in Newsmax's national poll asking if President Trump should concede. Just text VIRUS to 39747 and vote instantly. That's VIRUS to 39747. Watch Newsmax for great shows on major cable systems and free on Roku, YouTube, smart TVs, and more. Vote about Trump. Text VIRUS to 39747 today.
From 92.5 Fox News.
It's the stuff Southwest Florida is talking about.
It's Daybreak. Now, here's the guy at the epicenter of what's important to those of us who live in Southwest Florida. Drew Steve.
Well, good morning, Southwest Florida. I am very happy, glad you are here. 239-479-5592. That is the talk and text line. We stream live each and every day there on the YouTubes for the time being, and Facebook, and who knows where else in the near distant future. All right, it is at Drew Steele Radio. Steele has 3 E's in case you were wondering, and I know you have not been wondering about that, but you've probably been wondering how awesome, incredible my Christmas holiday was. Anytime you have some time off to spend with family, it's awesome. There are some little things in between that happen that take away some of the awesomeness, but then there are other things that pop up that increase the awesomeness to the point where the awesomeness is near equal. Jake, did that make any sense, by the way? How was your Christmas? Did you enjoy your Christmas day, at least?
Yeah, it was cool.
Okay, it was cool. Did you get everything you wanted? Did Santa bring you lots of toys that had to do with video games? Like the bombing of Coffee Hill Part 3 or something like that?
No, actually, my mom got me an adult Easy Bake Oven.
An adult Easy Bake? What's an adult Easy Bake Oven?
She got me an air fryer.
Oh, I see what you did there. I don't have the drums. Yeah, I got you. All right, so you got an air fryer. Is one of, if not the most amazing piece of kitchenware in probably hundreds of years. I mean, since there's fire, and then there was the air fryer. Like those two things, that's it. It is unbelievable the things you can do. Have you discovered what's the most exciting thing you discovered with the air fryer?
I would say that like a week or two ago, I would have highly disagreed with you, but
okay.
I extremely recommend it for somebody who's lazy like me and wants to cook tater tots in 8 minutes.
And
the most beautiful
frozen.
thing.
You want
frozen?
Yeah.
Throw them in there, and I'm talking about crispy.
Yep.
The most crunchy of crispiness you've ever experienced in your life.
And here's a couple of other things for those of you who are still looking to buy something for whatever reason. You don't even have to have the most expensive air fryer. It doesn't even have. It could be a $30, $20. It doesn't matter. They all work. It's pretty simple. It's just It's the heating element and a fan. That's all it is. But it works fantastic. Chicken wings. We do chicken wings once a week. We have chicken wing night here because the air fryer makes chicken wings like you cannot believe. So I'm just putting that recommendation out there. What a great way to start the show. That's how you start a program, ladies and gentlemen. That's how you start a morning show. You start a morning show by talking about foods, air fryers, and how awesome they are, and maybe come up with, I don't know, some creative ideas. 239-479-5592. Maybe we just make it a cooking show, because I don't know if I want to talk about the rest of the stuff that's going on since I've been gone, and even in the past 48 hours. I'll say a couple of things. $600. $600. Now, I'm trying desperately, and I need you to help me with this. I'm trying desperately to find a partial silver lining in this. Not that $600 doesn't mean something to individuals, but that we're supposed to be led to believe that somehow $600 is going to save the day. That $600 is going to save us from Armageddon. $600 is going to save us from the cliff. $600 somehow is the magical number that they came up with that is going to make every wrong in your life financially right. I'm not buying it. How about you? 239-479-5592. The president signed the COVID relief bill. Massive spending package. Look, this is something that I can easily talk about and be frustrated about. And let's remember something. There are things that are out of the president's hands and out of his control. There are things that are in his control. There are things that he can say, that he can speak to, that he can use his pulpit to communicate to the American people how awful this is. But at the end of the day, how much can be done? And I'm just going to put this out there. And Jay, can you do something with the call screen so I can just see that I'm on the right call screen, because I'm not really sure. Maybe just looks like there's something on there, so if you take it off, then I'll know we're live. That, I have a better idea. That's good. It's working. How about zero? How about no stimulus? How about no COVID relief? Is that an outrageous statement to make? How many of you are listening to me right now and getting ready to turn off your radio because you're upset that I would even suggest that? My suggestion is we get back to work. My suggestion is that instead of giving everyone pork up the yin yang, as one of my relatives said this week, that we're just supposed to give Democrats anything and everything they want. And then somehow we have to. There's no other way to do this. You cannot have a COVID relief bill that stands on its own, that is just money for the American people, if that's what we're talking about. The kind of division that everybody can do in their head when you talk about billions of dollars and how you could pay. If you have 300 million people in the country, you can figure out pretty easily, each individual in this country, how much they could get to really make a difference, as opposed to giving, millions of dollars to Pakistan for gender relations or whatever it is. The things that were in there, that millions of dollars for Ukraine. You can go on and on and on with all the pork and everything else that was in there. And then not to mention all the blue states that get their bailouts, that will somehow find a way to make this work for them. Now I see Juan wanted to talk in LA, because I want to talk about this as well. We're going to get into the details, but I'm glad Juan is bringing this up. So first of all, Juan, good morning. Are you there? Happy post-Christmas week.
I am great, bro. But he is changing the bill on today. They're going to charge. They're going to try to vote for $2,000 for $600
right,
per kid, right?
Now let's explain this to everybody, because this is not. They're going to up it.
$2 bundle sausage McMuffin, please. Thank you.
Wait, Juan, are you in the middle of?
I was in McDonald's when you were in the line.
Oh, did you? All right. Well, what a heck of it. Okay, so hey, can you get me something? Get me a what did you want, Jake? Get Jake something.
I got you, bro.
Yeah, get Jake something. Will you get what do you like, Jake? Jake likes something with a potato in it. Get him something that's crunchy and potatoey. But anyway,
Sorry about that. What a moment, huh?
no worries. I know, I get it. Look, the whole idea of this is that we're supposed to believe that the House and the Senate are going to get together now and say, all right, well, we're going to up the money because the president says, because of the 1974 Impoundment Control Act, that there are rescissions, that there are lines through some of the items that he wants them to get to and say, all right, you need to, I'm not happy that this particular item is in there and you need to consider taking it out. You need to consider raising it to $2,000 a person. Now, I'm asking you, do you think, okay, number one, Juan, do you think that Congress will get together and offer $2,000 per person for every individual in this country?
They should. If they're offering $900 billion for Pakistani, what is it? No.
Right. That's what I'm asking.
They're not going to vote them in.
Yeah. Well, that's what I'm asking is so we just had an election. So when we talk about voting people in, or we talk about next time we're going to get you, do you remember the last time we talked about the next time we're going to get you? I mean, do you remember it wasn't too long ago when Donald Trump, president of the United States, and look, I understand the position that he's in because Congress puts it in this position, that the last time he signed a spending bill and said, never again. I'm never going to do this again. We're not going to go through this. We're not going to have the American people held hostage. We're not going to do this when it comes to the country being up against the wall and a government shutdown, and we're not going to. And we did it again. And it's not. And I'm not saying it's his fault. I'm saying it's everybody's fault. I'm saying that it's Congress. It's the same people that we continue to vote into office that continue to do the same thing to us. And then we sit down and they know as well as anybody, Juan, they know as well as anybody that you'll forget this. You'll forget this because you still have your allegiance to your side.
I'm not forgetting, bro.
Yeah, well,
I'm not forgetting. And the reason that Chuck Schumer got in there is because he was trying to try the Trump train, and now he got off and tried to screw him.
Yeah. Well, listen, Juan, I appreciate it. Enjoy your breakfast. I hope it comes out hot and fresh. I always like saying hot and fresh. Hot and fresh seems to me like everybody should open up a conversation saying, how's your day? Hot and fresh. Because it just covers a whole lot of ground. So the president signs this. Government shuts down. Can't have it. He signs the omnibus and COVID package with a strong message, this is his words, that makes clear to Congress that wasteful items need to be removed. Makes a strong message to Congress. Is that good enough for you? I'll send back to Congress a red line version, item by item, accompanied by the formal rescission request to Congress insisting that those funds be removed from the bill. Now, when he says he's using the 1974 Impoundment Control Act to remand these rescissions to be made on spending measures, which, if you don't know what that is, as I'm reading from John Solomon, who talked about this yesterday, under this act, the president can seek congressional approval to rescind funds by sending a special message to Congress identifying the amount he proposes to cut, the reasons for it, and the economic impact. Are they going to back it up? What are they going to do? And I guess ultimately what I'm trying to say here is whether it's $600, whether it's $2,000, whether it's $1,000, whether it's $10,000, we need to get back to work. The money, the amount should be zero. It should be zero, all things being considered. In other words, get your tush back out there and let's go. We know, okay, we got a vaccine. We know who's vulnerable. We know who isn't. We see what's happening here in the state of Florida, contrary to everybody who wants to make it look like Governor DeSantis is the worst person to walk this planet since, I don't know, fill in the blank. We need to get back. And when Dr. Fauci, the expert that everybody has to follow, although there's some news on that, which is pretty interesting, being questioned about moving the goalposts. Why do you keep moving the goalposts? I don't know. Why does he keep moving the goalposts? And Dr. Fauci predicts that we're going to have to return to some sort of normal next fall. How many of you can wait until next fall? How many businesses can wait? Oh, I'm sorry. There's probably thousands of businesses that can't wait. As a matter of fact, there's probably tens, maybe hundreds of businesses in this town that can't wait any longer. And as a matter of fact, they're gone and they're never coming back. They're never coming back. But hey, you got $600. You know that little, Jake, you wearing a pair of jeans right now?
Yeah.
Okay, go to your pocket on your right, on the right side of your pocket, right?
All right, here we go.
Stick your hand in your pocket, right?
All right, yeah, I got it in there.
Now you know above it there's that little baby pocket.
Yeah, that's change coin pocket.
No, that's your stimulus pocket.
Oh.
Yeah, a lot of people. A lot of people have been trying to figure out what that little pocket on your pants is. It's a stimulus pocket. That's where it goes. Yeah. Yeah, it'll fit enough in there to get you through. I don't know, what time is it? I'm serious about this. Jim's in Bonita. Let's take Jim's phone call. Jim's in Bonita. Jim wanted to talk a little bit about this. You got, after promises from the House and the Senate, the president signs COVID relief. I mean, the Congress says, yeah, no problem. We're going to talk about more money for individuals, $2,000. We'll send them more money. And oh, by the way, all the things that you're upset about and the spending and all these rescissions that you put. Yeah, we'll talk about that too. Really, we're going to trust Congress now. Is that what you do? Is that what we've resorted to now, that we trust Congress? Okay, you realize who's in charge there, right? I mean, you got Mitch McConnell and you got Nancy Pelosi. How you feeling today? Go ahead, Jim.
Hey, how are you, man? You guys crack me up.
Yeah.
How do I feel about Pelosi? I don't think I can say that on the air.
Okay, yeah.
And the stimulus, as far as the stimulus goes, I agree with you that paying people does not benefit them. However, they do need help, but we should be concentrating on these United States and helping people here, not paying for Pakistan to figure out their gender identities or Burma to figure out their problems.
Yeah. No, I agree. And that was a big, you've got grants going to the gender programs in Pakistan, and $453 million to Ukraine, and you got $130 million to Nepal, and you have, we can go down the line of all the Asia Reassurance Initiative Act and things that you're trying to figure out, what does this have to do with getting people the support monetarily that they need to get through another day. And we all know the answer, that this is not a thing. And
I'm all for helping other countries that need assistance that are never going to pay us.
But Jim,
back.
that's not even the point here. The point is that every single flippin' time, excuse my French, but every single time we've got, I hate that expression too. The French aren't really, they don't speak like that. But anyway, the point is that every single time we go through this, it has to be, well, we're going to have to attach the omnibus bill. Oh my gosh, the government's going to be shut. They time this perfectly. They do this all the time because they don't care. They don't care. They get paid. They make their money. They got their health care without you worrying about. They got everything that they need. They got the good house and the beautiful wife and the 2.5 children, which the 0.5 child is a whole other thing because that's okay. But anyway, the point again is that that's what we're dealing with, Jim. And when are we going to be tired of it? And we're not.
Well, that, and also they take advantage of every little crisis that comes around.
Yeah.
And they are taking big advantage of the American people.
Yeah, Jim, I appreciate your call. Thanks so much. 239-479-5592. I guess that's my frustration. The president, I understand that the president wants to do what's right. And I understand that the president believes that the American people need the help. He knows what's going on with COVID. He understands that we need to get working again. He's got a Congress that's like, nope, we can't do it. He's got people, half of the country who's like, are you kidding me? Florida, we got to shut this place down. This place is rampant with cases. And what are we doing here? And there's no way we can even do what we're doing now. Do you understand? And there are people in this state who want to shut it down. How many of you went out and about your holiday knowing full well that the science shows that even on Thanksgiving, where we were supposed to have this big surge, we didn't have it. This big Thanksgiving surge, people getting together, not masking up. Yeah, we didn't have that big amount of cases and deaths and all the horrific things that were going to happen that the experts told us was going to be the case. That you went out and you saw a lot of people that were trying to enjoy their holiday and trying to enjoy life. And somehow Congress has bestowed upon you $600, maybe even $2,000. That's going to change your world. The world that exists for you right now that doesn't have a job, that still has to figure out how bills are going to be paid, how you get a reprieve for what, a month? How long is that money going to last? And those on high that say, that's all you need. You're good. 239-479-5592. All right, we'll get to more of the details in this bill and your thoughts coming up. Stay break 92.5 Fox News, right all along.
This Fox News Business Report is presented by Big Island Builders, whose reputation for quality homes at a fair price is unsurpassed in Naples.
I'm Maria Bartiromo, and this is the Fox Business Report.
It'll help individuals and businesses here and boosted overnight markets, too. President Trump signs the COVID relief and government funding bill. It restores unemployment benefits, provides $600 direct payments. He still wants $2,000, and averts an early Tuesday government shutdown. The news helped U.S. stock futures reverse early losses and end higher. Asian markets moved higher. Crude oil prices fell slightly overnight. AT&T aims to restore all service by Monday after the Nashville Christmas morning blast. It suffered widespread outages in Tennessee and other states. And retail sales increased a modest 3% during the holiday season as shoppers spent more on furnishings and food, but less on clothing and jewelry. That's according to a firm that tracks all forms of payment and fell short of predictions from the National Retail Federation. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Salchi Ingrasso, invested in you.
Is the cost of finishing the basement worth the benefit of some peace and quiet?
When questions find you, Merrill Edge Self-Directed Investing can help you find answers with personalized planning tools and insights to help you get where you want to go, even if it's just downstairs. Merrill, a Bank of America company. Visit merrilledge.com/withinreach to get started today.
Investing involves risk. Merrill Lynch, Pierce, Fenner & Smith Incorporated. Registered broker-dealer, member SIPC. Investment products are not FDIC insured or not bank guaranteed and may lose value.
More delightful than driving a convertible Bentley while wearing mink underpants. 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
Hey, Aaron Walker here. And yes, you can still get the full original base MSRP for your trade-in from Naples Nissan. But time is running out, folks. For several months now, we've been telling you to bring us that 5, 6, 7-year-old car you're driving now to get the same price that you paid for it so you can drive home in a brand new Nissan. If your trade-in is a 2014 or newer with less than 80,000 miles on it, only Naples Nissan will pay you the full original MSRP for it. But not for too much longer. We've already taken in hundreds of quality trade-ins, sold hundreds of new cars, and made hundreds of new happy customers. Don't miss out on your chance to get the full MSRP for your trade-in, too. This offer will end soon, Southwest Florida, so don't wait any longer. Come see us here on Pine Ridge Road and drive your brand new Nissan home today. Visit NaplesNissan.com for full details. Happy holidays, Southwest Florida. Offers on select models with approved credit and cannot be combined.
Happy holidays from Collier County Government. In Collier County, trash, recycling, and yard waste will be collected on Friday, January 1st, New Year's Day. The county landfill and the Immokalee Transfer Station will also be open on New Year's Day. Recycling drop-off centers will be closed on Friday, January 1st. Reduce, reuse, and recycle throughout the holidays. Reuse or recycle cardboard boxes, holiday cards, and wrapping paper. Did you get new electronics as gifts? Be sure to recycle or donate the old ones. When it's time to recycle the live Christmas trees, residents with curbside collection may place trees at the curb on their yard waste collection day. Remove all decorations and cut trees over 6 feet in half. If you live in a condo or apartment, bring your tree to a Collier County recycling Recycling Drop-Off Center for free disposal. For recycling drop-off center locations, hours of operation, and other holiday recycling tips, visit colliercountyfl.gov/recycle or call 252-7575. Have a happy and safe holiday season. And remember, reduce, reuse, and recycle. Happy holidays.
It's Aaron, former Army Green Beret, owner, Shoot Center Cape Coral. Around 1% of CCW permit holders do any further firearms training after getting their permit. Training can be inconvenient, but check out a gun range membership at Shoot Center. Annual memberships start at $29.99 a month, shooting's unlimited, and the first target is always free. Get your family comfortable with a firearm on your own terms, but please, don't wait till the last minute.
Shoot Center Cape Coral, just south of Escalon Del Prado.
After a car accident, you can feel like you've lost control. I'm Glenn Levine from the law offices of Anajar and Levine. Our team can help you understand your legal options after an accident. We will file your claim and fight for the full compensation you deserve. If you've been involved in a car accident, call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733 for a free consultation. And take back control of your life.
Offices Fort Myers and Naples.
Dr. Svetlana Kogan here, a board-certified internal medicine concierge physician on 5th Avenue South in Naples. I'd like to wish all of our Southwest Florida friends and neighbors a happy and joyful new year. I love the camaraderie that made our community shine in 2020, and I will continue to do my bit to strengthen my patients' health and resilience in 2021. When I'm treating you, I don't stare at the computer screen, but face you, addressing your concerns, your lifestyle, and your nutrition, treating you as a whole person. I believe that less medication is better, and use natural, holistic approach whenever possible. Health is your most important asset, and the new year is a perfect time to give it the expert attention and time it deserves. Visit my website, customlongevity.com. That's customlongevity.com to learn about how I, Dr. Svetlana Kogan, can help you feel healthy and balanced again.
Now, this is a Wink News update.
I'm Kirsten Delgado with Wink News. COVID-19 vaccines are now available for high-risk frontline workers and those of you who are 65 years and older. Starting today, Moderna's vaccine will be available at the Estero Parks and Rec Center. Vaccines will be available from 2 to 6 this afternoon. The Department of Health says you don't need an appointment, but you will need to sign a consent form. The Department of Health is also canceling all the remaining COVID-19 testing and vaccine outreach walk-up sites today. They did have 2 planned for today and tomorrow in Lee County. This means they will not be giving flu and hepatitis A vaccines either. You can still, however, get tested at CenturyLink Sports Complex. A deadly crash in Collier, the impact so intense it split a car in half. It happened on Airport Pulling Road near Progress Avenue. The Florida Highway Patrol says the 47-year-old driver went off the road and hit a pole. The Naples man was ejected from his car. A 64-year-old motorcyclist is dead after crashing his bike. Florida Highway Patrol says this happened on North River Road near North Olga Drive. FHP says the person did not make a turn and crashed into a shoulder. The motorcyclist was pronounced dead at that scene.
Wink News traffic.
Good Monday morning. Traffic busy on Daniels Parkway heading east of Fiddlesticks towards I-75. Also a delay building on Daniels heading west to Tree Line. We're pretty good on that Daniels extension. If you are in Lehigh Acres, up to speed on 82 as well between Sunshine and Gunnery Road. There is a delay on 82 building heading west of Gunnery towards Ray Avenue. Also on I-75, we're fully up to speed heading to and from Lee and Collier. That's your Up to the Minute traffic. I'm Sabrina Katz. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
After the chilly morning, a comfortable afternoon. Temperatures rebounding quite a bit in the mid to upper 70s to even some flirting with 80. Pleasant day, though. A lot of sunshine, some occasional passing clouds, and most are dry. Now, as we hit your Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, breezy conditions expected with a gradual warming trend. And in fact, for the last day of 2020 and the first day of 2021, temperatures warmer than normal in the lower to middle 80s. With Wink News, I'm meteorologist Matt Devitt, Weather Authority.
Wink News at the top and bottom of the hour.
When your liberal relatives from up north come for a month, turn up 92.5 Fox News in the house, in the car, and on the radio at the beach. 92.5 Fox News. Run all along.
It's Kaylee Kobe at Kobe Coin. It's been almost 5 minutes since you have heard an air conditioning company commercial all day long. Blah, blah, blah. So how do you pick the best? First, only pick a company with NATE certified mechanics. Next, the license holder should also be the owner, not some random license. And you want someone who has stood the test of time. In other words, you want Kobe Cooling.
When you think of air conditioning companies, we hope you'll think of Kobe Cooling. No nonsense and no pressure. We're the company your neighbors use. License CACO 57313. Kobe, the most trusted name in the business since 1949. And now offering Kobe's exclusive brand, the Florida Reserve. Call and ask us about a 10-year guarantee with no hassle warranties.
Hey, this is Papa announcing our special discounts for the holiday season. If you have us clean and seal your tile roof, we'll also include your pavers and pool decks at no additional charge. Please let me thank all of you for your fantastic response to my wacky commercials that have made 2020 our best year in the past 34 years. If we clean and seal your tile roof, we can also change the color of your tile roof if you're tired of the existing color. On behalf of my sons, Casey, Kerry, and Cody, we wish you a safe and joyful holiday season. If you want to consider our special holiday discount offer, please call me Papa at 945-2700 for our free tile roof inspection. If we do find needed repairs, we'll make it affordable. Please call me at 945-2700. That's 945-2700. Area code 239-945-2700. License number CCC 1331790. Remember, area code 239-945-2700.
When you're looking for a career change, what's important to you? Health insurance, dental, vision, wages, working conditions, paid time off, or an opportunity for growth? My Shower Door offers all of these, plus more. For the past 5 years, My Shower Door has continued to grow throughout Florida, and this growth requires top candidates. If you or someone you know is interested in making a career change, apply at myshowerdoor.com/careers and take that first step towards your new career path.
If you're moving, selling, or purchasing furniture and need help getting it home, there are a lot of moving companies to choose from. But wait, all moving companies are not created equal. Sure, if you're moving your college students' furniture, hiring young movers is fine. But if you're moving highly valued items, you need Rice's Moving and Transport. They meticulously pad wrap everything and secure your valuables and gently pack, transport, and set them up. Rice's Moving and Transport employs skilled professional movers who respect your belongings, not just young hunks who can lift heavy things. Moving is stressful enough. Don't stress about hiring the right moving company. Here's what Teresa in Naples said about Rice's Moving and Transport. I was so impressed when your moving crew came to my home. They politely introduced themselves by name. Seems small, but it made an impression. When you need help moving, trust Rice's Moving and Transport. Rice'sMoving.net, moving you into the future.
And now a word from Dr. Johnston at 596-BACK.
Across the country, there has been a major increase in the number of back and neck pain cases. Most researchers attribute it to a decrease in the amount of activity people have been getting. This leads to pinched or compressed spinal nerves. These same nerves go down into people's legs and arms. I've especially noticed this among those with stenosis, arthritis, or bulging herniated discs. This pain, weakness, or numbness should not be ignored. Action needs to be taken. If you suffer from one of these conditions, or even scoliosis or neuropathy, it's important to get your condition correctly diagnosed and treated. At Johnston Spinal Care, we treat these conditions non-surgically, without needles or medications, using spinal decompression, completely safe and painless. Call today for a no-charge telephone consultation or MRI review. Johnston Spinal Care. We're here for you. Call 596-BACK, 596-BACK. That's 596-2225.
When the unexpected comes calling, bounce forward with Comcast Business. Bounce forward fast with internet speeds of up to a gig. Bounce forward on a network that helps keep connected devices protected. To learn more, go to ComcastBusiness.com.
This is 92.5 Fox News. Now, back to Daybreak with Drew Steele.
You acknowledged to the New York Times that you've moved the goalposts
in terms of what it would take to reach so-called herd immunity in the United States. Here's what you said. You said when polls said only about half of all Americans would take a vaccine, I was saying herd immunity would take 70 to 75%. Then when newer surveys said 60% or more would take it, I thought I can nudge this up a bit. So I went to 80, 85. And then you go on to say that it may be as high as 90%. So my question is, why weren't you straight with the American people about this to begin with?
Yeah. What about that? There's Data Bash and CNN talking to the Dr. Fauci, and saying, "Hey, listen, do you have any idea what are the real numbers? What are we talking about? Why is it that you're deliberately misleading the public regarding the coronavirus?" The second time since the pandemic began. That's an interview he did over the weekend. And what is his explanation when saying polls said you're only about half of Americans would take the vaccine, and herd immunity would take 70 to 75%. Then when newer surveys said 60% or more would take, and I thought, hey, I can nudge this up a bit. I went from 80 to 85%. So I'm trying to understand. So the Fauci thinks that the way to do this, the way to solve COVID-19 issues, the pandemic, the fact that it's something that we're going to have to wait who knows how long, months and months and months for this to be solved. Vaccines, but don't get carried away with the vaccines because we still have to mask up. But and masks don't necessarily work unless I tell you that they work. Hey, they work now, and we can get to that coming up and all the masking issues. But when she calls them out and says, "What's going on here? Why are you doing this to the American people? Why is it that you just can't be honest with them?"
No, actually, Dana, I don't think it can be interpreted as being straight or not. We have to realize that we have to be humble and realize what we don't know.
Okay, I just got to stop. So we have to be humble and realize what we don't know. How many times has the Fauci been humble and explaining to the American people what he doesn't know? And then going by polls, he says it in the New York Times article. He says when polls said only about half of Americans would take it, I was saying herd immunity would take 70, 75%. Then when the newer surveys, so new polls come out, say 60% or more would take it, I thought, hey, I can nudge this up a bit to 80, 85. And then he admits that, scientists really don't know what the real number is. So, he can estimate it. He can figure it out. I mean, you're crunching numbers. You do. Again, for those that listen to the Fauci and say, why are we listening to the Fauci? To those that say, man, it sure feels like, and there are people that are saying this, man, it sure feels like this whole COVID-19 thing came up at the most opportune time for certain individuals to make it so that people would be so frightened to, go to a polling place during a huge election season that there would be a really interesting way to fudge the numbers, let's just say. I'm just saying that there are people that are talking that way. Maybe you're one of them. Look, the conspiracy theories fly until you realize that some of the conspiracy theories that you thought were conspiracies actually weren't conspiracies. I don't know, Trump-Russia collusion hoax always comes to mind. Are we allowed to talk about that and some of the people involved with that, James Comey and John Brennan? And
human scum.
Yeah, there's a kind of a thought there. So there's the Fauci. And remember at the beginning, there were a lot of guesses. There were a lot of things that were happening at the beginning of the pandemic. You got to wear masks. No, you don't have to wear masks. Should you wear masks? Hey, for everybody who's thinking that mask mandates work and can't find any evidence that that is true because there is no evidence to show that mask mandates work, may I remind everybody.
Right now in the United States, people should not be walking around with masks.
You're sure of it? Because people are listening really closely to this.
Right now, people should not be walking. There's no reason to be walking around with a mask. When you're in the middle of an outbreak, wearing a mask might make people feel a little bit better, and it might even block a droplet, but it's not providing the perfect protection that people think that it is.
Yeah. Why are you getting mad at me? Like, why are there people, by the way, watching on YouTube or Facebook, at Drew Steele, Radio Steele with 3 E's, and would love for you to subscribe to the channel. Yeah, why are you getting mad at me? Why are you watching at all if you don't want to? the question remains, where do you put your trust? Marco Rubio is out there going after the Fauci and saying the same thing, deceiving the public on the effectiveness of face coverings and downplaying what it might take to eradicate the virus. As he tweeted, Dr. Fauci lied about masks in March. He's been distorting the level. You heard the audio right there. Distorting the level of vaccination needed for herd immunity. You heard the audio from CNN just a little bit ago. It isn't just him. Many in elite bubbles believe the American people don't know what's good for them, so they need to be tricked into doing the right thing. Is he right? And Dr. Fauci accepted a job offer from Biden to become his chief medical advisor. How do you think that's going to go? These are just questions that we're asking. We just want the answers, especially at a time when there are many things that are coming up that have to be answered. We need answers. For example, why are there 2 Minnesota state lawmakers that are calling for an audit of death certificates that were attributed to the coronavirus, saying that COVID-19 deaths could have been inflated by 40%? 40%. State Representative Mary Franson and State Senator Scott Jensen released a video last week revealing that after reviewing thousands of death certificates in the state, 40% did not have COVID-19 as the underlying cause of death. Anybody want to ask about that? Oh, it's not that big a deal. It's still serious. It's still awful. It's still so. That's not what I'm saying. I want to know why it is that when somebody brings that up, that we're not allowed to explore what's going on here. I just want to know why we have people that are questioning these numbers, and we see the evidence kind of like we would see the evidence. Oh, I don't know. I'll throw something out there. Like if we were to see the evidence of rampant voter fraud in certain areas of the country, but we're not allowed to talk about it, or we're not allowed to bring it up because, there are some people out there that can get really mean and angry when they don't get what they want. And I don't want to be the person responsible for destroying major metropolitan cities. I don't want my name there. I don't want people coming to my house and blaming me for that, even though it's true, or even though there's evidence that proves it, or even though there is the Constitution that's being discussed in a minor way that may have been circumvented by certain individuals because they don't want the mean guys to destroy cities. Do you see where I'm going here? That sooner or later, there has to be some kind of reckoning. And when I say reckoning, I mean for the American people to stand up and say enough from those that we are told are the authority. Let me give you another example. How are we doing in some of these liberal major metropolitan cities? Did you know? Here's something you may not have heard about because nobody wants to talk about it because it's really inconvenient. You realize over the holiday weekend, 27 people were shot and 7 people were killed in Chicago. 3 people were fatally shot on Christmas Day. It's just Chicago. Everybody's used to that. Nothing changes there, and we're all ready for it. But we got to do something about the police because they're the problem. Right? They're the issue. We have to continue to focus on the people that will run to the danger to protect the citizens of that city, of that state, that they will run towards the danger. We have to do something about those individuals and let the other ones be. Because it's, just Chicago? Because it's just human beings? What's your answer to that? The answer is that sooner or later, there has to be a reckoning. Sooner or later, we have to all recognize that Chicago has been a hot mess for way too long. And the answers are not to defund police departments. And then when you're telling us that 80 million people voted for the guy who would probably back that, along with his with the 80 million that voted for him, and all the followers of Joe Biden. Joe Biden actually has a following. You didn't know that, did you? I think there was like 3 guys going, hey, does he know where the buffet's at? But anyway, I digress. That we're supposed to believe that 80 million people voted for that. We see what's happening in New York City. Or maybe you don't. You know, it's interesting how when you have a communist who's running a major metropolitan city, listen, maybe I shouldn't say communist because that's so harsh, right? I mean, when Bill de Blasio says...
I like to say very bluntly, our mission is to redistribute wealth. A lot of people bristle at that phrase. That is, in fact, the phrase we need to use. We have been doing this work for 7 years.
Yeah, for 7 years, the redistribution of wealth. You understand that when you're talking about communism, like that's what it is. It's like the definition. But no. Ignore that because that's not what he means. No, that's exactly what he means. You can't be that foolish. I'm being polite. Right? In addition to murders rising, restaurants closing, shops being boarded up, and a litany of taxation and redistribution of wealth tactics by de Blasio brought to the table during his tenure as mayor, he is now also being blamed for an inconspicuous rise in illegal street vendors that the New York Post says is, quote, overtaking the city. Pushing items like live crabs, knockoff Louis Vuitton caps, and disposable face masks. Hey, it feels like it's, except for the disposable face mask, it feels like we're back in the 70s again. In the 80s. Wasn't that fun? Illegal vendors making an already miserable 2020 for shop owners even worse. Now, if you're somebody who's visited New York City, you know what this is like, or you know back in the 70s and 80s what it was like, and every street corner. And there's pictures that go along with this from Zero Hedge in this story. Of just a street lined with people selling all kinds of nonsense. Live crabs, selling them on the street. How does that work? That works when you have people that are not being questioned by these tactics. The number of illegal street vendors complaints from 2020 have almost eclipsed 2019 numbers, despite the city being in lockdown for 78 days. So, again, there has to be a reckoning sooner or later with 27 people shot, 34 people shot, 7 dead, 3 dead, 8 dead in Chicago. Hey, look, it happens all the time. But what the problem is the police, and we have to go after them. And they're the ones that have to change, that we have to discipline, that we have to do something to stop this madness, right? 80 million people voted for that. We want New York City to be like it was in the 70s, the good old days when electricity was shut down, the city went dark, and you can look that up, where boarding up buildings across the city, people selling their goods or somebody's goods on the streets illegally, but what are you going to do? And then some. Because, communism. Bill de Blasio. Not my words. Redistribution of wealth. Look it up. Again, there has to be a reckoning. There has to be a time when people say, I didn't vote for this. I didn't do that. When does that happen? I don't know. Because for every time I sit and complain and I hear people complaining about all of this, I see the same people being voted into office. I see the president signing what is a COVID relief package along with a bailout for every blue city and money for every country that has to do with what? That has to do with COVID relief. Like, why are we giving money to Burma and millions to Burma and Cambodia and the Asia Reassurance Initiative Act and Nepal? And why are we giving money to Egypt and Sudan? And why are we giving money to gender programs in Pakistan? Like, why are we doing or even considering all of this as a package of relief for the American people? It's because somebody in D.C. can get away with it. And not only can somebody present it and put it out there as a package deal, that you will have the people that are supposedly on your team, on your side, that would back the same thing. Are you frustrated yet? I'm frustrated. How do you fight back? How do you fight back? We'll talk about that coming up. 239-479-5592 is the talk and text line. We stream live on the YouTubes. Anytime you want to watch at Drew Steele Radio. Steele with 3 E's. Please subscribe to the channel. We appreciate it. It's Daybreak 92.5 Fox News right all along. What are we doing? Let's do traffic. Here's Sabrina Katz.
Good Monday morning. Traffic busy on Daniels Parkway heading east of Fiddlesticks towards I-75. Also a delay building on Daniels heading west to Tree Line. We're pretty good on that Daniels extension. If you are in Lehigh Acres, up to speed on 82 as well between Sunshine and Gunnery Road. There is a delay on 82 building heading west of Gunnery towards Ray Avenue. Also on I-75, we're fully up to speed heading to and from Lee and Collier. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Sabrina Katz. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
After the chilly start with 40s and 50s, a nice rebound and a nice swing with 78 degrees and a lot of sunshine and a few passing clouds by later today. With Wink News, I'm meteorologist Matt Devitt, Weather Authority.
Wink News at the top and bottom of the hour.
Rush Limbaugh. The Los Angeles Times reports the growing tensions between two groups of immigrants who in America illegally. The Times introduces us to Sam, who crossed the border from Mexico 30 years ago, illegally. Sam puts in long hours at a clothing wholesaler. His employer, obviously a capitalist pig, doesn't pay Sam very well. And we don't know if Sam's getting a bonus or raise due to the Trump tax cuts. All we know is that Sam is down on his luck. But still, Sam has kept hope alive for 30 years. He's tried to stay out of trouble, waiting for immigration reform to pass so that he could get amnesty. But now Sam is, in his own words, very bitter. There's so much focus on the DACA kids and Dreamers that everybody forgot about his dreams of amnesty. Dreamers were able to get work permits, and people are fighting for them. Sam says the DACA kids definitely have this sense of entitlement. Imagine that. Sam's not alone in his bitterness. Many illegal immigrants are resentful that the DACA kids are getting a pass and that they're not. Attention's rising in the illegal immigrant communities. Illegal immigrants. Think of that. Anyway, since we're talking about dreaming, here's a dream. Perhaps one day the Los Angeles Times will honestly report what legal immigrants who follow the rules, what do they think? What do they want? If they dare. Don't look for it, though.
Prescription products require an online physician consultation and are only available if the physician determines a prescription is appropriate. 90-day money-back guarantee available for finasteride only. Subscription required. See website for full details and important safety information.
Maybe you've noticed thinning hair. Maybe you're wondering if you'll inherit your dad's bald spot. It doesn't have to be destiny. With Hims, you can get doctor-trusted treatment to tackle your hair loss sent right to your door. Just answer some questions online and get connected with a licensed medical provider to figure out what's right for you. And when you go to forhims.com/growth, you can get that first expert consultation for free. Hims has everything from Luxe thickening shampoo to FDA-approved, clinically proven prescription pills to help stop loss and even regrow hair. If prescribed, it's shipped right to you. No waiting weeks for an appointment, no pharmacies, no trying to figure out what actually works alone. Get years of confidence for less than $1 per day. Get your free visit at forhims.com/growth. If you're not happy with the results in 90 days, Hims can give you a full refund. Go to forhims.com/growth for your free visit. forhims.com/growth.
Serving up a tray load of truth today on 92.5 Fox News.
Has the little blue pill let you down? Our expert medical staff at mymensclinic.com can and will help. Guys, if you're suffering from ED, we can fix it. Even if you have tried Viagra and other drugs and they've failed you, we will help. Studies have shown that we offer the most effective non-surgical treatments for ED, even if you have other medical conditions. They're generally no problem. We know that hearing we can try again next weekend is tough. When what you want to hear is wow, we at mymensclinic.com have helped thousands of men just like you, thousands more nationally. We can make one simple guarantee, and we do. See our licensed medical staff. If we can't show you positive results during that first appointment, that appointment is free. Guys, let's get the wow back in the bedroom. Guys, let's book online at mymensclinic.com or call 239-307-0125. That's 239-307-0125. Again, MyMen'sClinic.com.
It's the holidays. Rock Solid wants this season to be your best ever. This year, your celebrations might be a little different. Rock Solid knows you'll be spending a lot more time at home. Give your family the gift of new kitchen countertops. Your new dream kitchen can be the centerpiece of all your holiday fun. Rock Solid promises fast installation, plenty of time for the holidays. And Rock Solid will give you a free sink, too. This holiday season, Rock Solid wants you to stay safe and stay healthy.
Rock Solid. We don't stop at just countertops.
Shouldn't you feel amazing? Hello, this is Dr. Heiler in Naples from the Feel Amazing Institute. If you suffer from chronic knee pain, back pain, or neuropathy, I have solutions for you. Regenerative medicine and stem cell treatment options that are now approved and often paid for by Medicare. Call my office for a free telephone consultation at 239-330-1000. That's 330-1000. This is Dr. Heiler, board-certified chiropractic neurologist. My office combines regenerative medicine, chiropractic, and neurology to help you feel amazing again. Knee pain, back pain, and neuropathy, I have affordable and Medicare-friendly solutions for you. I only do 5 free consultations per week, so please call right away. 239-330-1000. Also at feelamazing.com.
If you're moving, selling, or purchasing furniture and need help getting it home, there are a lot of moving companies to choose from. But wait, all moving companies are not created equal. Sure, if you're moving your college students' furniture, hiring young movers is fine. But if you're moving highly valued items, you need Rice's Moving and Transport. They meticulously pad wrap everything and secure your valuables and gently pack, transport, and set them up. Rice's Moving and Transport employs skilled professional movers who respect your belongings, not just young hunks who can lift heavy things. Moving is stressful enough. Don't stress about hiring the right moving company. Here's what Teresa in Naples said about Rice's Moving and Transport. I was so impressed when your moving crew came to my home. They politely introduced themselves by name. Seems small, but it made an impression. When you need help moving, trust Rice's Moving and Transport. Rice'sMoving.net, moving you into the future.
92.5 WFSX Estero. It's 7 o'clock on Southwest Florida's news and talk station, 92.5 Fox News.
This Wink News Update is presented by Lee Auto Group. Find your perfect vehicle at lee-cars.com.
Now, this is a Wink News Update.
I'm Kirsten Delgado with Wink News. COVID-19 vaccines are now available for high-risk frontline workers and those of you who are 65 years and older. Starting today, Moderna's vaccine will be available at the Estero Parks and Rec Center. Vaccines will be available from 2 to 6 this afternoon. The Department of Health says you don't need an appointment, but you will need to sign a consent form. The Department of Health is also canceling all the remaining COVID-19 testing and vaccine outreach walk-up sites today. They did have 2 planned for today and tomorrow in Lee County. This means they will not be giving flu and hepatitis A vaccines either. You can still, however, get tested at CenturyLink Sports Complex. Meanwhile, testing resumes today in Collier County. It is by appointment only. The Florida Department of Health testing sites will close later this week for the New Year's holiday. The woman accused of killing 3 little boys will have a pretrial hearing today on Zoom. Investigators say Marion Williams set her ex-boyfriend's Arcadia home on fire with his grandchildren inside the home. All this happening back in 2017. If convicted, Williams faces the death penalty.
Wink News Traffic.
Commuting in Collier County, there's a crash on 951 and Tree Farm Road. If you are heading this way, north and southbound congestion building on 951, eastbound delays on Tree Farm. Also slowdowns on Immokalee Road heading east to Livingston. We still look great on Immokalee commuting between 951 to the interstate. Should only take you about 4 minutes. If you're in Marco Island, we're fully up to speed on San Marco as well as 951. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Sabrina Katz. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
After the chilly morning, a comfortable afternoon. Temperatures rebounding quite a bit in the mid to upper 70s to even some flirting with 80. Pleasant day, though. A lot of sunshine, some occasional passing clouds, and most are dry. Now, as we hit your Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, breezy conditions expected with a gradual warming trend. And in fact, for the last day of 2020 and the first day of 2021, temperatures warmer than normal in the lower to middle 80s. With Wink News, I'm meteorologist Matt Devitt, Weather Authority.
Wink News at the top and bottom of the hour.
The antidote to the anti-conservatives. 92.5 Fox News. Right. All along.
Hi, I'm Kyle Lee with Lee Auto Group. We sell more low-mileage cars and trucks than anyone in Southwest Florida because we have more. Over 300 vehicles in stock with locations in Fort Myers and Tampa. See for yourself at lee-cars.com.
Lee Auto Group is looking for quality pre-owned vehicles. Let them make your buying or selling experience easy and safe. Contact Lee Auto Group at 239-288-7374 or visit lee-cars.com.
Don't forget the dash.
When everything around us has been interrupted, including playtime, work time, and downtime, friends and family are always there to help pick up the pieces. At Castilla Roofing, we are here for our community, our employees, and you. Keeping a roof over your head is our job, our headache, and our promise to you. Castilla Roofing, family owned and operated. Your satisfaction is our reputation.
Go to CastillaRoofing.us, that's CASTILLA, or call 239-465-2646. License CCC 1328615.
Duncan's Diamonds After Christmas Sale, where you will find unbelievable diamonds and fine jewelry at huge savings. Going on right now at Duncan's Diamonds After Christmas Jewelry Sale. Come see this enormous selection of engagement rings and wedding bands at Duncan's Diamonds now through New Year's Day. Find the largest collection of diamond earrings, bracelets, and necklaces. Amazing savings! When selecting your diamonds and fine jewelry, you absolutely want them to be perfect. Why settle for anything less than the best? For top quality and exceptional value, visit Duncan's Diamonds today and save. It's the perfect time to shop Duncan's Diamonds with great 4-year financing plans, and we're open New Year's Day for your convenience. Come and celebrate your love with us and go into the new year with a little more sparkle. Happy New Year from all of us at Duncan's Diamonds. Believe in love. 3 locations: Fort Myers on US 41, Naples at Mercado, and Gulf Coast Town Center.
Hey, Aaron Walker here. And yes, you can still get the full original base MSRP for your trade-in from Naples Nissan. But time is running out, folks. For several months now, we've been telling you to bring us that 5, 6, 7-year-old car you're driving now to get the same price that you paid for it so you can drive home in a brand new Nissan. If your trade-in is a 2014 or newer with less than 80,000 miles on it, only Naples Nissan will pay you the full original MSRP for it. But not for too much longer. We've already taken in hundreds of quality trade-ins, sold hundreds of new cars, and made hundreds of new happy customers. Don't miss out on your chance to get the full MSRP for your trade-in, too. This offer will end soon, Southwest Florida, so don't wait any longer. Come see us here on Pine Ridge Road and drive your brand new Nissan home today. Visit NaplesNissan.com for full details. Happy holidays, Southwest Florida. Offers on select models with approved credit and cannot be combined.
If I'm not commuting anymore, where do I really want to live?
While you handle life's questions, Merrill Guided Investing helps you manage your portfolio and invest for your next move with the option to work with an advisor at a low cost and minimum. Merrill, a Bank of America company. Visit merrilledge.com/investing goals to get started today.
Investing involves risk. Merrill Lynch, Pierce, Fenner & Smith Incorporated, both a registered broker-dealer and investment advisor, member SIPC. Investment products are not FDIC insured or not bank guaranteed and may lose value.
Newsmax TV is the biggest thing on cable news, with shows including Dick Morris, Rudy Giuliani, Michelle Malkin, Diamond and Silk, Mike Huckabee, Alan Dershowitz, and more. Every night, watch Newsmax's #1 show, Greg Kelly Reports. Greg Kelly tells you the truth about Trump. Newsmax is on all major cable systems. Check your guide or tell your operator you want Newsmax. 30 million Americans watch Newsmax TV. And download the Newsmax app on your smartphone. It's free, so get Newsmax TV anytime, anywhere.
From 92.5 Fox News.
It's the stuff Southwest Florida is talking about.
It's Daybreak. Now, here's the guy at the epicenter of what's important to those of us who live in Southwest Florida. Drew Steve.
Well, good morning, Southwest Florida. Glad you're here. 239-479-5592 is the talk and text line. We stream live each and every day. You're watching right now on YouTube or Facebook for the time being. We'll see how long this goes for. At Drew Steele Radio, Steele with 3 E's. Thank you for subscribing to the channel. And tell your friends. Let them know I'm here. I'm back. We're back. Jake had a fantastic Christmas day because he got an air fryer. I'm so glad that you got that air fryer because it will change your world. The things you will find out that you can fry in an air fryer, there is no end to the... I mean, you could do it all, Jake. You can have a chicken wing day like we have here in the house. You just take the chicken wings and you put them in a bowl with some olive oil and some salt, and that's it. You throw them in there, and they get nice and crispy, and they're just...
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. So you cook with olive oil? I thought olive oil was a garnish.
239-479-5592 is the talk and text line. So, I left the last break saying that maybe there is a way that we can change what is happening in this country, that there's going to be a reckoning of some kind. What is this reckoning? And part of the reckoning is going to be the education of our kids. And there's even news on that should frighten you right to the bone, because these are the things that we will see thanks to the 80 million people who voted for Joe Biden to be the next president of the United States, far more than Donald Trump. I mean, the enthusiasm for Joe Biden was off the charts, everybody.
Hey, Esther.
Hey, okay. So we're supposed to believe that. We'll get to that story in just a second. A couple of other things that are going on. I know I'm getting a lot of heat for this, and so I would like to hear from you and maybe ask why. Why I'm getting heat for this. Because the president signing off on the COVID relief bill and the parkless stimulus, whatever you want it to, why we have to have a stimulus bill that is supposed to be direct payments for the American people because of the hardship put on them by the same bureaucrats who picked $600 as the arbitrary number that's going to make your life perfect. A check for $600 is just it's going to solve every issue that you have, except for the biggest issue, which is we're not back to work completely yet in this country. And that's a problem, because that doesn't go away. The money does, but that doesn't. So the president signs this. Why we can't have a separate bill all on its own for the people, as opposed to having to put it in with a government shutdown. We need to fund the government. And by the way, we need billions of dollars to Pakistan for gender relations or whatever. You know the story. But the president signed it. And with the proviso that, listen, I'm not just putting my pen to paper on this. I'm not satisfied with this. I'm not happy with this. That there's more, right? A statement from the president is, President, I have told Congress that I want far less wasteful spending and more money going to the American people in the form of $2,000 checks per adult and $600 per child. Senate's going to start the process for a vote that will increase checks to $2,000, repeal Section 230, and starts an investigation into voter fraud. Now, the big question here is, these are promises, right? This is the red line that was talked about. This was, as many people angrily are emailing me and texting me, and well, they're not calling, but I'd like to see you. 239-479-5592. The angry that are out there, they're saying, no, you don't understand. This is deeper than that. That in all of this, that the president, in signing this, has invoked the 1974 Impoundment Control Act to demand rescissions to be made to the spending measure. Now, a couple of things come to mind for me. Number one, he demanded it before. Congress didn't change it then when he demanded it. So he signed it and then said there's going to be rescissions in there. What makes you think that Congress is going to change it? They could easily vote on it and go, yep, nope, 600 is good. Yeah, no, we're not going to look into voter fraud. Yeah, Section 230 stays just the way it is. We're not going... They can do that as well. And if they were... It just feels weird, right? That the president, who's trying ultimately to do the right thing, who has been ultimately doing the right thing for the country, and we can go on and on about everything that they've been doing to him since day one, that it comes down to this, that he has to sign it because you've got all the relief that goes along, not just the $600, but the jobless benefits, right? That lost those benefits over the weekend because of the federal shutdown looming. And of course, Congress has a say in this, but no, they really don't. It's all on the president. A lot of the things that were redlined could have been solved already by Congress, but they didn't do it. So now the president says, all right, I'm redlining all of this. I want these taken out. I want these voted on. And then Congress is going to get together and go, yep, we'll give it to you. No problem. I guess, is that the bone that's being thrown out there? Because remember, everything is deal making, right? DC is all about making deals. So is that the deal? Is the deal, I want you to think about this for a second logically, because I'm frustrated, and I'll tell you why in a second. But is the deal, look, here's what you do. You give us what we want, Democrats and some Republicans. You give us what we want. You give us all the billions in pork. You give all the money for other countries. You give the bailout of blue states who have done a miserable job in taking care of their own cities and their own states, and the state pensions that are underwater, that we need to solve that issue. But we can't do it ourselves in the state, so we need the federal government to come along, your tax dollars, to solve those issues. You give us all of that. And what we'll do is we'll have we'll pitch a fit. You sign it and say you're upset about it. You send it back to us, and we'll give more money to the American people. And we'll say that we'll do some things on Section 230. Is anybody going to know or see that? And keep an eye on that. And we'll feign support to look into voter fraud in the 2020 election. Not that it's going to change anything, but we'll give you all of those little things so that you can have your little bit of a victory. Is that what's going on here? Is that the deal that's made? Because I will make the suggestion, and I've made it already this morning and ticking people off, and I'm sorry, that we shouldn't get it. There should be no stimulus dollars. Zero, zilch, nada, nothing. Why? Because we should be going back to work. Because we should be getting businesses back to work. You probably heard about or saw, I can't even play it, the restaurant owner in California who blockaded a health inspector's car protesting the fact that, I can't play any of it right now. Too many cuss words. But it was intense, back and forth. Blocking the health inspector, saying, he gets to work. Why don't I get to work? Why doesn't my restaurant go back to work? What about the people here that work at the restaurant? How are they supposed to pay their mortgage? How are they supposed to pay their bills? Oh, you're going to get $600. Don't worry about it. No. That money goes away. Thanks very much. Do you know how much a mortgage is? Do you know how much it is to pay for a mortgage for a month? Of course you do. But you don't care because you're in Washington, D.C., and you get to tell everybody what they can have and what they can't. Because you're fine. Like, again, there has to be some kind of reckoning here. There has to be enough. Enough is enough. Blockaded the health inspector's car, protesting the fact that his employees can't survive like this any longer in the state of California. And how many people in the state of California will see all the things that we see on the outside looking in, and how awful it is with the taxes and the rundown cities like San Francisco and other places, like restaurants who the governor and the like will tell you that you can't go out to a restaurant to eat when they all go out the next day and eat at these restaurants and do all the things that they tell you you can't do. How do you think that's going to work in California? I can tell you exactly how it's going to work in California. They're going to continue to vote for the same people, with the same policies, doing the same stuff. Because it's gone. And it's sad. And guess who has to bail them out? You do. In this stimulus, this is what we have to do now. Now we have to bail out. And I hate to use the word bailout. We have to continue to subsidize the policies that are failures in these states. Do you see that? We're perpetuating all of this by allowing the signature and politicians to say, yeah, the only possible way we could send $600 checks or $2,000, whatever, $10,000 a person check. Pick your number. Who cares? It's just a printing press. Just print it up, baby. That the only way that money can be distributed or even signed off on by the president or anybody else, the only way we can do this is to attach something else to it. Why? Because they can. Because you'll go away. And because like good little lemmings, you'll stop and keep your mouth shut and you'll walk away. And And we'll find something else for you to get super upset about, and you'll go follow that shiny object, and you'll forget about what just happened. You know, look, I'm. It's not that I'm upset with the president. I'm upset with the politics, and I'm upset that this happened, and I'm upset that the president gets put in a position where he has to sign this because he knows people are hurting, and you can't have the legacy or what. I mean, at this point, you already know what the Trump legacy is going to be set by the media and the left. So why not fight for the American people and get people back to work and say, no, I'm not going to sign off on all of this spending. I'm not going to do all of these things. And people are yelling and texting, and I say, it's because if the president did that, it was a veto-proof majority. It doesn't make a difference. The Senate and the House already made their decisions. It's going to happen anyway. So why not at least let the president sign this and say that he had a part of it? I guess because saying it and actually having it done, what difference does it make if he does this? He's not going to get any credit for caring about the American people, because you know how the media works. That's why I said zero. They shouldn't get anything. Nobody should get anything. We should get back to work, because we know what the virus is and isn't. Maybe you think I'm crazy. It's okay. 239-479-5592. It's Daybreak 92.5 Fox News. Right all along. Let's find out what's going on with traffic. And when we come back, I do want to talk about, I know a lot of people are asking about this, the Christmas Day bombing in Nashville. Some thoughts on that. And now they're saying it was paranoia over 5G. Do you believe that? All right, we'll talk about it coming up. Let's find out what's happening with traffic up to the minute. Here's Sabrina Katz.
The crash in Collier County at 951 and Tree Farm Road now delaying traffic heading northbound, but only a quarter mile of a slowdown. Eastbound congestion continues on Tree Farm. Now, if you are in Cape Coral, not too bad on the roadways for you guys this morning. Just some slowdowns building on Del Prado heading southbound towards Cape Coral Parkway. And we look great on Cape Parkway if you're heading from Chiquita to the Cape Bridge. It should only take you 6 minutes right now. In North Fort Myers, traffic still looks great on Pondella, Pine Island, but Diplomat is slowing heading east to US 41. That's your up to the minute traffic. I'm Sabrina Katz. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
After the chilly start with 40s and 50s, a nice rebound and a nice swing with 78 degrees and a lot of sunshine and a few passing clouds by later today. With Wink News, I'm meteorologist Matt Devitt, Weather Authority.
Wink News at the top and bottom of the hour.
92.5 Fox News, making Southwest Florida great every day. 92.5 Fox News.
It's Fred Kobe with your Kobe Cooling Tip of the Day. There's a trend in the air conditioning business with the rip-off companies to become plumbers, electricians, and air conditioning companies all at the same time. The stories we hear about huge plumbing and electric work rip-offs go right along with the scams these firms tend to run with the AC side of their business. If your company is advertising AC, plumbing, and electric, it's very likely one of those scam artist telemarketing companies with the bait-and-switch cheap service call. If you need a plumber, hire a plumber. If you need an electrician, hire an electrician. If you need to throw money down a hole, pick one of those multi-trade firms, and they're more than willing to take your money. When you think of air conditioning companies, we hope you think of Kobe Cooling. No nonsense and no pressure. We're the company your neighbors use. Bryant, whatever it takes. License CACO 57313. Kobe, the most trusted name in the business since 1949.
Water is life in Southwest Florida. It drives our economy from tourism to fishing to boating and quality of life. This is Adam Botana from Baywater Exclusive Boat Club, and we talk water for an hour every weekend on Fox News Radio. We feature guests on water quality, water safety, and water fun, including great boating day trips and tips on fishing. Join us this Saturday at 7 a.m. for the Baywater Exclusive Boat Club Hour with Adam Botana on 92.5 Fox News.
When you're looking for a career change, what's important to you? Health insurance, dental, vision, wages, working conditions, paid time off, or an opportunity for growth? My Shower Door offers all of these, plus more. For the past 5 years, My Shower Door has continued to grow throughout Florida, and this growth requires top candidates. If you or someone you know is interested in making a career change, apply at myshowerdoor.com/careers and take that first step towards your new career path.
Do you suffer with pain, numbness, and tingling in the hands or feet, often diagnosed as peripheral neuropathy? Are you taking drugs such as Lyrica, Neurontin, or gabapentin that never seems to fix your problem? Your doctor may have told you to just live with the pain. There's now hope for those suffering with peripheral neuropathy. Neuropathy is a result of damage to the nerves, often causing weakness, pain, numbness, tingling, and the most debilitating balance problems. This damage is commonly caused by a lack of blood flow to the nerves, which causes them to begin to die off. There's a new treatment method now available at the Neuropathy Relief Clinic in Bonita Springs to provide relief from neuropathy as long as you haven't sustained at least 85% nerve damage. For the next 25 callers, the Neuropathy Relief Clinic is offering a neuropathy severity examination for just $60 to determine if you're a candidate for this breakthrough neuropathy treatment. Call 239-317-7240 to schedule an appointment. That's 239-317-7240. That's 239-317-7240.
Has the little blue pill let you down? Our expert medical staff at mymensclinic.com can and will help. Guys, if you're suffering from ED, we can fix it. Even if you have tried Viagra and other drugs and they've failed you, we will help. Studies have shown that we offer the most effective non-surgical treatments for ED, even if you have other medical conditions. They're generally no problem. We know that hearing "we can try again next weekend" is tough. When what you want to hear is wow. We at mymensclinic.com have helped thousands of men just like you, thousands more nationally. We can make one simple guarantee, and we do. See our licensed medical staff. If we can't show you positive results during that first appointment, that appointment is free. Guys, let's get the wow back in the bedroom. Guys, let's book online at mymensclinic.com or call 239-307-0125. That's 239-307-0125. Again, mymensclinic.com.
This is 92.5 Fox News.
Daybreak 92.5 Fox News 239-479-5592 is the talk and text line. We stream live on YouTube anytime you want to watch at Drew Steele Radio, Steele with 3 E's. Subscribe to the channel if you'd like, and we're even on Facebook as well. All right, so when we come back in just a little bit, we're going to get into a couple of different topics. One of them being the Christmas Day bombing in Nashville, and again how it is so confusing as to what has happened. I guess they're just making this out that it was just one lone guy who believed in aliens and thought that 5G was a horrible thing that's taking place, and that's why this bomb went off next to the AT&T building that just happened to be connected to every internet system there in around Nashville, Atlanta, I mean, the grid that it covers is crazy. Who knew? Apparently he did, or did he? Did he have any idea? And really, what in the world happened there in the latest? Because there's still so many unknowns. And is this one of those things that's just going to go away, or is it something deeper? Your thoughts on that? Also, I know I hate to go there, but I guess maybe at 8 o'clock we'll go there. I was reading an American Thinker article, and I know a lot of people were asking me about it over the weekend. It's from Mike Pence to judge whether a presidential election was held at all, and January 6th, and how a lot of people's hopes for this election is January 6th. As people are saying, get over it, get past it. It's time to focus on Georgia and the Dominion machine. I mean, in the honest voting that'll take place in the state of Georgia, and how we just have to work hard. That's where the focus needs to be, and let's just pass this 2020 election thing. Let's just forget it. It's over. But there's an interesting article that people have been quoting about, listen, this is the Hail Mary. Trying to figure out how it could possibly work. I'll lay it out for you and just let you decide. So that'll be coming up as well. 239-479-5592. It's Daybreak 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
This is Daybreak. 92.5 Fox News.
You want a new look for your kitchen, but you really dread the thought of subjecting your home and family to the mess and fuss created by weeks of remodeling? Cornerstone Builders has the solution. They can give your kitchen an entirely new look in a matter of days, not weeks. Stand by for the phone number to schedule your free in-home consultation. Cornerstone will save you a lot of time and thousands of dollars with a custom kitchen reface. This 4-step process includes 15 cabinet doors, 5 drawer fronts, and includes relaminating your cabinet exteriors, plus new hinges and new knobs or handles. Best part, the price. Just $38.20 for a beautiful thermofoil reface or $78.20 for maple wood reface. Call today to schedule your free in-home consultation. 239-332-3020. That's 332-3020. 239-332-3020. Cornerstone Builders in Fort Myers, Naples, and Marco Island. With 30 years and 22,000 satisfied customers. You know they're gonna wow you.
Dial star 2020. Friends, I care.
Trey Riddle, your host of The Drive here. There are some huge advancements in cataract surgery you need to know about, where they don't just remove the cataracts, but they bring patients better vision. Now, it's Dr. France and his team at France Eye Care that brought you the light adjustable lens that helps you enhance the results of cataract surgery after the surgery. But now they're introducing the Vivity lens, which helps patients achieve an extended depth of focus, better night vision, and clearer distance vision. Dr. France is the first surgeon in Southwest Florida to bring you this revolutionary technology of Vivity. So give them a call today. France Eye Care. Dial from your cell ** 2020. That's ** 2020, or give them a ring at 239-418-0999. Dr. France takes care of me and my family's eyes. Let him take care of you.
Friends, I care.
If you're moving, selling, or purchasing furniture and need help getting it home, there are a lot of moving companies to choose from. But wait, all moving companies are not created equal. Sure, if you're moving your college students' furniture, hiring young movers is fine. But if you're moving highly valued items, you need Rice's Moving and Transport. They meticulously pad wrap everything and secure your valuables and gently pack, transport, and set them up. Rice's Moving and Transport employs skilled professional movers who respect your belongings, not just young hunks who can lift heavy things. Moving is stressful enough. Don't stress about hiring the right moving company. Here's what Teresa in Naples said about Rice's Moving and Transport. I was so impressed when your moving crew came to my home. They politely introduced themselves by name. Seems small, but it made an impression. When you need help moving, trust Rice's Moving and Transport. Rice'sMoving.net, moving you into the future.
The House will vote today on $2,000 stimulus checks for most Americans, a position supported by President Trump but not by many Republicans.
Why would we be sending $2,000 to people with a 6-figure income who've had no suspension, no reduction of their income at all?
Senator Pat Toomey of Pennsylvania on Fox News Sunday. $600 checks will soon go out now that the president has signed the coronavirus relief bill. We don't know for sure if the new variant of the virus has reached the U.S., but Admiral Brett Giroir tells Fox News Sunday it's possible.
It is not any more serious than the normal strains of COVID. However, it does appear to be more transmissible. There's not direct evidence of that.
The U.S. has topped 19 million COVID-19 cases. That's according to Johns Hopkins University. America's listening to Fox News.
This Wink News Break is sponsored by Cornerstone Builders. Give us the opportunity to wow you.
Now, this is a Wink News Update.
I'm Kirsten Delgado with Wink News. COVID-19 vaccines are now available for high-risk frontline workers and those of you who are 65 years and older. Starting today, Moderna's vaccine will be available at the Estero Parks and Rec Center. Vaccines will be available from 2 to 6 this afternoon. The Department of Health says you don't need an appointment, but you will need to sign a consent form. The Department of Health is also canceling all the remaining COVID-19 testing and vaccine outreach walk-up sites today. They did have 2 planned for today and tomorrow in Lake County. This means they will not be giving flu and hepatitis A vaccines either. You can still, however, get tested at CenturyLink Sports Complex. Meanwhile, testing resumes today in Collier County. It is by appointment only. The Florida Department of Health testing sites will close later this week for the New Year's holiday. The woman accused of killing 3 little boys will have a pretrial hearing today on Zoom. Investigators say Marion Williams set her ex-boyfriend's Arcadia home on fire with his grandchildren inside the home. All this happening back in 2017. If convicted, Williams faces the death penalty.
Wink News traffic.
The crash in Collier County at 951 and Tree Farm Road now delaying traffic heading northbound, but only a quarter mile of a slowdown. Eastbound congestion continues on Tree Farm. Now, if you are in Cape Coral, not too bad on the roadways for you guys this morning. Just some slowdowns building on Del Prado heading southbound towards Cape Coral Parkway. And we look great on Cape Parkway if you're heading from Chiquita to the Cape Bridge. It should only take you 6 minutes right now. In North Fort Myers, traffic still looks great on Pondella, Pine Island, but Diplomat is slowing heading east to US 41. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Sabrina Katz. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
After the chilly morning, a comfortable afternoon. Temperatures rebounding quite a bit in the mid to upper 70s to even some flirting with 80. Pleasant day, though. A lot of sunshine, some occasional passing clouds, and most are dry. Now, as we hit your Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, breezy conditions expected with a gradual warming trend. And in fact, for the last day of 2020 and the first day of 2021, temperatures warmer than normal in the lower to middle 80s. With Wink News, I'm meteorologist Matt Devitt, Weather Authority.
Wink News at the top and bottom of the hour.
Plug into the power. 92.5 Fox News.
Right. All along. Sales are rising quickly, but without another lead baker, Dale's Bakery is going to feel the heat.
Hey, you're baking alone today. I have to handle this order for the restaurant down the street.
Cool, but who's going to handle the pastries? He needs to hire.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. The moment you sponsor a job on Indeed, you get a short list of quality candidates from our resume database. Indeed delivers 2.5 times more hires than the other branded job sites combined, according to Breezy HR 2019. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get a $75 credit for your first job post. Terms and conditions apply.
Hey, Aaron Walker here. And yes, you can still get the full original base MSRP for your trade-in from Naples Nissan. But time is running out, folks. For several months now, we've been telling you to bring us that 5, 6, 7-year-old car you're driving now to get the same price that you paid for it so you can drive home in a brand new Nissan. If your trade-in is a 2014 or newer with less than 80,000 miles on it, only Naples Nissan will pay you the full original MSRP for it. But not for too much longer. We've already taken in hundreds of quality trade-ins, sold hundreds of new cars, and made hundreds of new happy customers. Don't miss out on your chance to get the full MSRP for your trade-in, too. This offer will end soon, Southwest Florida, so don't wait any longer. Come see us here on Pine Ridge Road and drive your brand new Nissan home today. Visit NaplesNissan.com for full details. Happy holidays, Southwest Florida. Offers on select models with approved credit and cannot be combined.
Tune in on Sunday mornings, Fox News 92.5, Dr. Amy Robbins, and Maximize Living Radio. I'm going to be going over topics like leaky gut, weight loss resistance, how to fix your chronic aches and pains, how to deal with all of those things in a natural way, how to sleep better. So there's a different topic every single week that we're going to be covering. Tune in and get the help that you need.
This is 92.5 Fox News.
Stay right, 92.5 Fox News, 239-479-5592 is the talk and text line, streaming live on YouTube anytime you want to watch at Drew Steele Radio, Steele with 3 E's. Please subscribe to the channel and Facebook as well. We appreciate you watching. Hey, we'll give it a attempt, Jake. We'll try it out. You know, the week after Christmas and the week before New Year's, it's an interesting week. Listen, the news cycle hasn't changed. There's still enough in the news here, but Drew's College, I don't know how it's going to go, but hey, let's do it. Drew's College of Political Knowledge, 4 questions on politics. The more you get right, the higher the degree. We'll see if you earn a PhD coming up at 7:50. So if you want to play in about 10 or 15 more minutes, we will do that. We do it each and every day at 7:50. So why not today? And try to have a little bit of fun on, well, you know what? On a day where there's unity. Yes, there are people that just want to be unified, and like Fredo, like Chris Cuomo, who's talking about Trump being at the inauguration of Joe Biden, and he's talking with one of CNN's favorites, Anthony Scaramucci. I don't know, the mooch. And that's always, there's some real wisdom and insight there. Said nobody, I don't think ever. But a moment where, look, just understand, if you're listening to this program, you're the problem. You just can't seem to get along with anybody. It's all about Joe Biden and unifying the American people. And only Joe Biden can unify. And what does Fredo say to Anthony Scaramucci about what Joe Biden should do at the inauguration if President Trump were to be there for it? And he says,
he goes to the inauguration, Biden should point at him and speak to Republicans and say, you deserved better than this. He has left your party in shambles. I know the GOP. I know Republicans. I know what they're about at their best. And I will be there for you in restoring those virtues. I would point at his the whole time.
Yeah, forget the unity part. Yeah, he's a tool just like they all are. Chris Cuomo. Look, it's true. I mean, they don't want unity with the president, with the party, with you. They want you to be ashamed. They want you to be shamed. They want you destroyed. The same way that we want their values, that we want Democrat values to go away, that we know how it destroys, that we, ideologically speaking, want you destroyed, Democrats, is the way that Democrats want you destroyed. And I'm not talking about ideologically speaking. I'm talking about across the board, want you destroyed, want you, your home, your family life, your kids, everything about you. They want you gone, destroyed, don't come back, don't even think. Now, if you think that what I'm talking about right now, if you're a Democrat and you're listening to this and you're thinking, well, this is about as outrageous a comment, outrageous a show that I could ever imagine watching. This is horrible. How dare you say things like this? Well, here's a little bit of news here that I saw over the weekend, and I think this bears discussion on a couple of levels. First, it's this one, and it has to do with what we should be doing when it comes to our kids and what we should be teaching them, and how, thanks to the 80 million people, just 80 million people who want to save the union, want to save this constitutional republic, voting for Joe Biden because, anyway, even Homer gets mobbed. A Massachusetts school has banned the Odyssey. Yeah, I said that right. Wall Street Journal opinion piece by Megan Cox Gurdon. A sustained effort is underway to deny children access to literature under the slogan, hashtag disrupt texts. Critical theory ideologues, school teachers, and Twitter agitators are purging and propagandizing against classic texts, everything from Homer to F. Scott Fitzgerald to Dr. Seuss. Their ethos holds that children shouldn't have to read stories written in anything other than their present-day vernacular, especially those, quote, in which racism, sexism, ableism, anti-Semitism, and other forms of hate are the norm, as young adult novelist Padma Venkatraman writes in School Library Journal. No author is valuable enough to spare, she instructs, quote, absolving Shakespeare of responsibility by mentioning that he lived at a time when hate-ridden sentiments prevailed risks sending a subliminal message that academic excellence outweighs hateful rhetoric. So, to sum this up so you understand, the Scarlet Letter, Dr. Seuss, Homer and the Odyssey. What will be next? These are the classics that will be viewed as texts that your children should not read in schools. Classic literature. You have to teach it. You realize that you don't know what's next. You don't know what they will take away. You don't know what school board, what education department, under the pressure of those who will mob you and take it all away from you, because if you don't, then they will destroy you. See what I'm doing here? Talking about not the ideology, but destroy you personally. They will tear families apart. They will tear you apart. They will do whatever they have to do to get to their means. They will dox you. They will do whatever. That's what Democrats do. It's the same reason why people have questioned why the Supreme Court would not take up cases, why certain judges would not take up cases that had to do with election fraud and not even look at the evidence presented, because clearly they don't want to be the ones to set off the firestorm on the streets of liberal cities that they know is coming if something were to be overturned because of them. So by default, it's because of the fear of the destruction, not because it's constitutionally viable or it's the right decision to make. No, because they're afraid, because they've been made to be afraid, because they are told that that's what's going to happen. And so rather than have that happen, they would vote and side against the Constitution and side against you. And so the idea that that's what's coming is something that needs to just be known and needs to sink in. That's where they're going. And tell me who's doing it. So 80 million people voted for Joe Biden because they are feeling good about the idea that there would be a sustained effort underway that would take books out like Homer, F. Scott Fitzgerald, Dr. Seuss. Pick a book, pick something that you love to read to your kids, pick something that you would like for districts to be able to teach to kids, that they would be able to read classic literature, and then know that there are 80 million people who voted for a president who is going to put in an education department and people, individuals, who would love nothing more than to remove those because they feel like they're the arbiters of what you should and should not be reading, and speech that should not be said, and how far that will go and how scary that is, because it'll go there. 239-479-5592 is the talk and text line. All right, so that was just something I wanted to touch on, but I did want to mention this. How many of you are thoroughly confused about what happened Christmas Day in Nashville and this bombing there in front of the AT&T building? Because I could tell you that the minute I heard about it, you thought terrorism. Then the second thing you heard was, well, wait a minute, there was audio saying, get away from the vehicle, get away from the area. So somebody was specifically trying to get people away from the area at a time in the morning on a day where not many people would be on the streets. So the idea was not to kill. And then you come to find out that the bombing happens in front of an AT&T building that just happens to be the central hub for a lot of the internet and phone service in the Southeast, all the way down to Atlanta. And as far east in the grid as St. Louis, far west as St. Louis, that brought up some very curious looks. People that I was talking to this weekend, like, how does this, what's going on here? And yeah, the theories, they were flying around as to why this happened. Now we find out that the FBI is reportedly investigating whether paranoia about 5G cell phone service may be behind this. According to video taken from nearby surveillance cameras, the recording played 15 minutes, that audio over the loudspeaker urging local residents to evacuate, right? The massive crater that was left there in front of the building, the human remains reportedly found at the explosion site. They have identified those remains. I'm not going to say who it is, but they identify that person, and they believe that that is the bomber's remains. And they go to a home appearing to be connected to this RV. And what was the purpose there? So the purpose now they believe is that this person had paranoia that 5G technology was being used to spy on Americans. Now, man, I wish I could continue to have this conversation. I was talking to my cousin Steve over the weekend. And it's funny because this is exactly where he was going. Like that, if you were someone who, and I don't know why you would be a conspiracy theorist. I have no idea why you would think conspiracy theorists. I mean, it's not like the federal government was ever weaponized against an American citizen to try to overturn an election in 2016. Like that ever happened. Anyway, then you're trying to figure out what this could and could not be. And I don't want to go through the conspiracy theories because I don't want to, I really don't want to put any bugs in people's ears that they might spread around as far as that goes. But suffice to say that this all seems so odd considering the timing, considering the grid, considering that there are certain elections that are coming up inside of that grid, and how this just happens on that particular day at that moment in time. It could very well be exactly what they're exploring. But boy, in 2020, in this world, has there ever been a stranger time to live than this year? Yeah, there has been. But, whew, I don't even want to go there. I know there are people that are texting and want me to go. I don't want to. But that's the latest. But they're thinking it was just paranoia about 5G cell phone service. The guy maybe did his homework and realized that if you did that, and it is interesting how when a network goes down, the tech behind it, how when you have you hear of an outage, right? You hear of a phone service outage, or you hear of an internet outage, how it's usually not very long. It might be an hour or less, but how does it recover? It happens automatically. It's amazing what fiber optics can do. And it's amazing how you get things back up and running, and how this system is self-aware that it finds and hops onto different networks. You know, you think about AT&T being down for a certain amount of time, but they still have in the network the ability to hop onto somebody else's fiber optic network to get up and running. It's kind of this synergy that happens between all of the providers, all the carriers. But how all of this happens all on its own, that it's, you know, you think AI and you think of that science, maybe that it's not scientific, but the way that works, that the system can go down in one area where there could be an outage due to a line cut or an explosion or something would happen, and the system fixes itself. It finds out where it needs to go and how it needs to route. If it can't route from and jump from that one cable, it'll figure out a way around that cable automatically by hopping onto other people's fiber optics to get back into position so that you get back online. That's how it all happens so quick, and it happens automatically. It's all built into the system. It's fascinating. But just that story is just, it's unfolding, and we continue to watch it. 239-479-5592. All right, it is time right now for Drew's College of Political Knowledge. 4 questions on politics. The more you get right, the higher the degree. We'll see if you earn a PhD. Caller number 5 right now if you'd like to play. Let's make this. It'll be the last week of Drew's College before the new year. Not that we're not going to continue doing it, but it's the last week of Drew's College 2020. I'm just trying to make it sound like it's more intense than it really is. All right, let's find out what's happening with traffic up to the minute. Here's Sabrina Katz.
The crash at Plantation Gardens Drive and Tree Line reports saying this is a rollover crash. So very congested area near this intersection. To avoid it, stick to the interstate between Colonial and Daniels Parkway. Should only take you about 4 minutes right now on I-75. Also, the crash at Collier and Tree Farm Road in Collier County. Slow down southbound on 951. If you're heading south of Immokalee Road and want the crash-free option, stick to Logan. Lehigh Acres, we're pretty good on State Road 82. If you're heading west of Sunshine to Gunnery, a 4-minute commute. However, there is a slowdown southbound on Gunnery Road heading to Lee Boulevard. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Sabrina Katz. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
After the chilly start with 40s and 50s, a nice rebound and a nice swing with 78 degrees and a lot of sunshine and a few passing clouds by later today. With Wink News, I'm meteorologist Matt Devitt, Weather Authority.
Wink News at the top and bottom of the hour.
There's the left sway, and then there's the right way. 92.5 Fox News.
Does market turbulence and economic turmoil have you worried about your retirement nest egg? I'm Alfie Townsend. Learn how to navigate these uncertain times. Tune in to Saving the Investor radio show every Saturday at 9 a.m. or visit us at savingtheinvestor.com.
We've been waiting for COVID-19 vaccines to be developed. Now, waiting for them to get to us. But you can do more than wait. You have powerful ways to help slow the spread right now and protect your family and loved ones too. Here's how. Watch your distance. Stay at least 6 feet away from folks you don't live with. It's risky to be indoors with them too. And of course, avoid crowds. Also, wear a mask. CDC reports masks protect the people who wear them and folks around them. And wash your hands using soap and water for 20 seconds. And do it frequently. Vaccines won't make COVID go away overnight, but they give us a real chance to finally overcome it. As long as we keep watching our distance, wearing our masks, and washing our hands.
Learn more about vaccines at cdc.gov/coronavirus. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
Are you ready for the very best? Hello, I'm Sheila Zellers, owner of Genesis of Naples, and I invite you to experience the luxury, safety, and satisfaction of driving a new Genesis. Leading in luxury year after year, Genesis is the highest-ranked luxury brand in initial quality 4 years in a row by J.D. Power and received the industry's premier safety ratings. Right now, you can finance the new 2020 G70 with 0% APR or experience the power, intelligence, and efficiency the all-new 2021 G80 offers, a car that automatically adjusts to match your driving style. Looking for elegance? Take it to new heights in the all-new 2021 G90 for effortless performance and precise handling, and brand new to our lineup, the new 2021 Genesis GV80, the new face of young luxury and the first ever SUV for Genesis, in stock and arriving daily. Visit Genesis of Naples on Airport Road or online at genesisofnaples.com.
All offers with approved credit on select models. For JD Power 2020 award info, visit jdpower.com.
Drew's College of Political Knowledge is presented by France Eye Care. Better vision, better life.
Attention, class. It's time for Drew's College of Political Knowledge.
It's Drew's College.
All right, let's go to Chris. Let's go to Chris in Cape Coral. Hey, Chris.
Hey, good morning.
Hey, good morning. It's Drew's College of Political Knowledge. 4 questions on politics. The more you get right, the higher the degree. We'll see if you're in a PhD or associate's degree. Question, sir, starts right now. Hey, Chris, do you remember Ronald Reagan won both the nomination and general election for president of the United States in what year? What was the first year that he won the nomination and the general election?
1980.
That's correct, sir. All right, you got an associate's. Let's see if you get a bachelor's degree on this question. How many Supreme Court justices are there total?
9.
That is correct. All right, you got a bachelor's. Let's see if you get a PhD on this question. How many United States senators are there?
52. Oh, 50. 50, sorry.
As 100 senators, 100 United States senators.
Oh, yeah. Shoot. Oh, well.
You just got. It's okay to take a second to think about
excited.
it. Yeah, don't get excited. Just be dull and boring. Just that's all. All right. Well, let's see if you get a master's degree on this question here. In 1989, listen carefully, the Supreme Court ruled that burning this was protected speech. Burning what?
My flag.
Yep, that is correct, sir. All right, well, congratulations. You got a little too excited, but that's okay. Just stick to dull and boring. Chris, you're not dull and boring. That's the problem. You're a good guy. And congratulations. You got a master's degree today on Drew's College, so we appreciate you playing and having a little bit of fun with us on this Monday.
Thank you, Drew.
All right, buddy. We'll see you soon. There he goes, Chris there in Cape Coral. And don't forget, each and every day at 7:50, we do Drew's College. You can play along. As a matter of fact, maybe let us know how you did. You can just text at 239-479-5592. All right, January 6th. Why is it such a big day? Why are people still clinging to hope? Even the president talking about January 6th. What's going on that day? What are we talking about? I'll explain coming up.
This is Daybreak. 92.5 Fox News.
Hi, my name is Jay, president of Big Island Builders. You know, I come from a long line of builders. In fact, I can still remember my first day on the job, working for my dad. I thought because I was the boss's son that I would start out in the construction trailer, looking over plans all day. Well, to my surprise, he handed me a shovel and he said, start digging. And that's exactly what I did. He made me learn every aspect of the building process by doing it. So if that's the kind of builder that you're looking for, look no further than Big Island Builders. BigIslandBuilders.com.
Hi, this is Jay, president of Big Island Builders. I just want to take the opportunity to thank all of the wonderful employees that make up the Big Island Builders team. I constantly get calls from our customers with positive feedback. When I started this company years ago, I dreamed of assembling a team of professionals that would radically change the home building process. People that look you in the eyes, tell you the truth, and have passion about what they do. That is the Big Island team. Visit us at BigIslandBuilders.com.
Hey, it's Drew Steele talking to my good friend Dave Meister, owner of the Floor Meisters. And I love talking to Dave because when I talk to Dave, I know that means he has something special for you. In this case, like I have in my home, Core Tech is absolutely amazing, Dave. And I got to tell you, I love it. My wife loves it. And boy, you've got a lot of Core Tech right now in stock.
Yes, we do. And we've got about 6 or 7 truckloads coming to beat the tariff increase. And we're going to guarantee a freeze of the prices on all our in-stock Core-Tech. We're not going to go up 50 cents a square foot, and we're going to save it for our customers.
And so when it comes to Core-Tech, I mean, it is just amazing the selection that you have. And not only that, the installation is incredible. What you do there is fantastic.
Yes, and we stock 100 colors of Core-Tech.
Floor Meisters, 6281 Naples Boulevard, right next to Costco. So give them a call today at 239-596-4964 or on the web at floormeisters.com.
92.5 WFSX Estero. It's 8 o'clock on Southwest Florida's news and talk station, 92.5 Fox News.
This Wink News Update is presented by New South Window Solutions. Find them online at newsouthwindow.com.
Now, this is a Wink News Update.
I'm Kirsten Delgado with Wink News. COVID-19 vaccines are now available for high-risk frontline workers and those of you who are 65 years and older. Starting today, Moderna's vaccine will be available at the Estero Parks and Rec Center. Vaccines will be available from 2 to 6 this afternoon. The Department of Health says you don't need an appointment, but you will need to sign a consent form. The Department of Health is also canceling all the remaining COVID-19 testing and vaccine outreach walk-up sites today. They did have 2 planned for today and tomorrow in Lee County. This means they will not be giving flu and hepatitis A vaccines either. You can still, however, get tested at CenturyLink Sports Complex. A deadly crash in Collier. The impact so intense it split a car in half. It happened on Airport Pulling Road near Progress Avenue. The Florida Highway Patrol says the 47-year-old driver went off the road and hit a pole. The Naples man was ejected from his car. A 64-year-old 22-year-old motorcyclist is dead after crashing his bike. Florida Highway Patrol says this happened on North River Road near North Olga Drive. FHP says the person did not make a turn and crashed into a shoulder. The motorcyclist was pronounced dead at that scene.
Wink News traffic.
The crash at Plantation Gardens Drive and Tree Line reports saying this is a rollover crash. So very congested area near this intersection. To avoid it, stick to the interstate between Colonial and Daniels Parkway. Should only take you about 4 minutes right now on I-75. Also, the crash at Collier and Tree Farm Road in Collier County. Slow down southbound on 951. If you're heading south of Immokalee Road and want the crash-free option, stick to Logan. Lehigh Acres, we're pretty good on State Road 82. If you're heading west of Sunshine to Gunnery, a 4-minute commute. However, there is a slowdown southbound on Gunnery Road heading to Lee Boulevard. The Trip to the Minute traffic, I'm Sabrina Katz. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
After the chilly morning, a comfortable afternoon. Temperatures rebounding quite a bit in the mid to upper 70s to even some flirting with 80. Pleasant day, though. A lot of sunshine, some occasional passing clouds, and most are dry. Now, as we hit your Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, breezy conditions expected with a gradual warming trend. And in fact, for the last day of 2020 and the first day of 2021, temperatures warmer than normal in the lower to middle 80s. With Wink News, I'm meteorologist Matt Devitt, Weather Authority.
Wink News at the top and bottom of the hour.
Drive the lefties at work crazy with the facts. Get up to speed. Mornings with Drew Steele.
92.5 Fox News. Right. All along.
What's that switch in your kitchen do?
Nothing. Flick it on, off, nothing happens.
Weird.
Now, if it would turn on the overhead fan, that would be cool. Can't get that to work either.
Frustrating.
You know, this is what's wrong with humanity. We think we got it all figured out, but we don't even know what the switch is supposed to do.
Dave.
Think we can build a spaceship that takes us to Mars when we can't even get a switch to work?
Hey, Dave.
I swear, we're never gonna leave this solar system. We'll be stuck on this planet forever until we all go extinct.
Dave, what's the best case scenario?
Best case? Well, I make a call, someone comes and connects that switch to something, like maybe that overhead fan.
That's best?
Well, sure, but...
That's best. Best Home Services. They have 4 electricians and 4 trucks right now waiting for your call. They'd have that switch looked after in no time.
Well, I feel a bit silly now.
GetBest.com. When something goes wrong, we're waiting.
So maybe
we can go to Mars.
Hey, Aaron Walker here. And yes, you can still get the full original base MSRP for your trade-in from Naples Nissan. But time is running out, folks. For several months now, we've been telling you to bring us that 5, 6, 7-year-old car you're driving now to get the same price that you paid for it so you can drive home in a brand new Nissan. If your trade-in is a 2014 or newer with less than 80,000 miles on it, only Naples Nissan will pay you the full original MSRP for it, but not for too much longer. We've already taken in hundreds of quality trade-ins, sold hundreds of new cars, and made hundreds of new happy customers. Don't miss out on your chance to get the full MSRP for your trade-in too. This offer will end soon, Southwest Florida, so don't wait any longer. Come see us here on Pine Ridge Road and drive your brand new Nissan home today. Visit NaplesNissan.com for full details. Happy holidays, Southwest Florida. Offers on select models with approved credit and cannot be combined.
If you're moving, selling, or purchasing furniture and need help getting it home, there are a lot of moving companies to choose from. But wait, all moving companies are not created equal. Sure, if you're moving your college students' furniture, hiring young movers is fine. But if you're moving highly valued items, you need Rice's Moving and Transport. They meticulously pad wrap everything and secure your valuables and gently pack, transport, and set them up. Rice's Moving and Transport employs skilled professional movers who respect your belongings, not just young hunks who can lift heavy things. Moving is stressful enough. Don't stress about hiring the right moving company. Here's what Teresa in Naples said about Rice's Moving and Transport. I was so impressed when your moving crew came to my home. They politely introduced themselves by name. Seems small, but it made an impression. When you need help moving, trust Rice's Moving and Transport. Rice'sMoving.net, moving you into the future.
Hi, this is Earl Ron, president of New South Window. At New South, we are determined to build the best Florida window. Energy-efficient windows that stand up to heat and hurricanes. We call it the ultimate Florida window. Factory direct and guaranteed for life. New South has installed tens of thousands of windows across the state and has been named one of the fastest-growing window companies in the nation. And that is why we're New South proud.
Going on now. Save 35% off factory direct windows and doors. Visit newsouthwindow.com.
One of the things with running is I want to enjoy the run, but I never made it very far because the arches on my feet just killed me. So when I got to the end of my rope and I said I have to do something to get rid of the pain, and a couple people recommended the Good Feet store to me. I loved how I could go in and get a free personalized arch support fitting. They put that time, that work, that effort into helping you find the right arch supports. And you can walk around this store with these in your shoes and try them out before you purchase them. So after I got my arch supports, the arches on my feet stopped hurting and the pain instantly, literally instantly went away. So if you have pain, go. Find a Good Feet store and go. There is an answer. Find the simple solution that will get rid of your pain. I'm Rondi, and that's my Good Feet story.
See how Good Feet arch supports work for you before you buy with a free fitting and test walk at the Good Feet store.
Call 552-FEET or visit us in Naples or our newest store in Fort Myers.
Buongiorno. Buongiorno. Buonasera. Buonasera. How can I make the most of waiting for my next big vacation?
Translate your questions into goals by investing with Merrill Edge Self-Directed. It's more accessible than you think, with helpful planning tools plus free online stock and ETF trades, so you can keep practicing your pronunciation. Merrill, a Bank of America company. Visit merrilledge.com/withinreach to get started today.
Investing involves risk. Merrill Lynch, Pierce, Fenner & Smith Incorporated. Registered broker-dealer, member SIPC. Other fees may apply. Investment products are not FDIC insured or not bank guaranteed and may lose value.
Newsmax TV. Everyone's talking about it. 30 million people are watching Newsmax for real news on President Trump, Biden, the election, and more. And make sure you vote in Newsmax's national poll asking if President Trump should concede. Just text VIRUS to 39747 and vote instantly. That's VIRUS to 39747. Watch Newsmax for great shows on major cable systems and free on Roku, YouTube, smart TVs, and more. Vote about Trump. Text VIRUS to 39747 today.
From 92.5 Fox News.
It's the stuff Southwest Florida is talking about.
It's Daybreak. Now, here's the guy at the epicenter of what's important to those of us who live in Southwest Florida. Drew Steele.
Well, good morning, Southwest Florida. Glad you're here. 239-479-5592 is the talk and text line. We are streaming live on YouTube if you want to watch. At Drew Steele Radio, Steele with 3 E's. You can subscribe to the channel. We would appreciate that. Back from vacation, feeling good and ready to go. Jake's got an air fryer, so his life is now complete. He can fry anything from bagels to chicken to Twinkies. You just, I guess you batter dip them and boom, you put them in the air fryer, and next thing you know it, you got batter dipped Twinkies. And I think they have a half-life of like 500 years. So when we're long gone, the only thing that'll be left on the planet are cockroaches and Twinkies. That's just a known fact. That's not really true, but they're delicious. The Twinkies, not the cockroaches. Although I think there are some people that would have us eating bugs, right? I think I saw something on Twitter just a little while ago where they're looking for alternatives to meat, and they're like having 3D prints of steaks to make it look like when you cook up these bugs and everything that it looks like a steak, that kind of thing. Hey, that's your future. I wonder who's big on that. And it's funny how as one industry is making its way into society, and yeah, we're all going to eat bugs that look like steaks. There are people who actually produce beef that are like, hello, what about us? Just saying. It seems like that's what happens in life, right? You're moving forward. We're storming forward. We're going to everything's going to be electric vehicles. I mean, we're going to have solar panels on our house. Everything's going to be awesome. And the oil industry is like, you do realize that a barrel of oil doesn't make just gasoline, right? You realize that 45% of that barrel of oil is for gas. The rest of it's for, like things like kerosene, which, heats your house during the wintertime, and plastics. And I can go through all the different things that are created from petroleum that are not just gasoline. And where do we go? Have you figured out what you're going to do about that yet? You don't have to do anything. The government will send you $600 and you'll be fine. Yeah, there's that. I don't know. How do you feel about it? How do you feel about the president signing off on this COVID relief mess package deal with, look, it's a mess only because you can't have a COVID-19 relief bill by itself. You can't just give money to the American people that need it because of the policies that you put in place by destroying the economy. Oh, that's another thing. Instead of giving everybody money, you can give everybody a job. You can give us our jobs back. Do you see what I'm saying? You can give us our jobs back. Do you see the words coming out of my mouth are really weird? Like, can you do us a favor? Can you give us our jobs back and we can go back to work and understand the vulnerabilities of COVID and what it is and isn't, and and we'll keep doing distancing and we'll mask up and all that. But can we get back to work, please? And for those that don't want to come to the businesses, we'll find somebody that will come and we'll work it all out. But can we get back to work? That's a great way to have money. No, you can't. So we'll give you $600. And that is going to pay for, think about all the things you can pay for every, how about $2,000? We'll give you $2,000. That's good, right? You do realize that money runs out. I'm just saying that the money runs out. So is that the ploy here, that we have to keep being under the thumb of a government that's going to allow us and grant us and bequeath us? I don't even know if that's the right, bequeath us? Is that, I don't even... That they're just going to, here you go, here's $600, here's $2,000, here's a couple of bucks, here's a Twinkie and an air fryer. I mean, what are we doing? That ultimately, the amount of money we should be getting is zero. We should be getting our jobs back, and we should be getting the economy back. But of course, there are those that are like, no, are you crazy? That's crazy talk. Do you understand the kind of numbers that we're talking about that are out there? Look at the state of Florida and how dismal it is here. Do you realize people are flocking to New York to get out of places like California and New York and Connecticut and other areas that are shut down beyond belief? And their numbers are higher than our numbers. How do you make sense of that? Can you explain? 239-479-5592. I'll give you the floor. So feel free to call. All right, so there are people, and I know there's a lot of other stories, like the Minnesota legislator is reviewing thousands of deaths attributed to COVID that discovered that only 40%, are due to other causes, and there's nothing to see here. It's only one story. No. There's as well a story from the Freedom Foundation, a Washington state think tank, that explains that the foundation's analysis of deaths in the state found that the number may have been inflated by as much as 13%. But we're not allowed to talk about that. The numbers are what they are. If somebody writes it down, or somebody that works for the government here in the state of Florida says that they've got their own numbers, and we have to go by the person that's against or for what you believe should be the right policy, or against the person that you think is evil. Do you see how that works? But there are some that are asking about this article that I read over the weekend, and you may have heard about, because people are saying, well, why does the president keep bringing up January 6th? Why do we hear all these tweets about it's coming? Don't you worry, January 6th is a day that's so important. Why is it important? What does some out there, what is it that they believe, some people, that could possibly happen on January 6th that would change everything? Like how Donald Trump could end up being and continue to be the next president of the United States. How does that work? Well, there was an article in the American Thinker. It's for Mike Pence to judge whether a presidential election was held at all, by Ted Knoll. And I'm going to read it to you, because if you're trying to figure out what in the world we're doing here and how it's even possible, here's what people are thinking. On January 6th, the joint session of Congress is going to open with the vice president presiding as president of the Senate. Now, Democrats don't realize this because they don't like history or cracking a book or about anything that has to do with the Constitution or a constitutional republic or Homer or F. Scott Fitzgerald or Dr. Seuss. They all want that to go away. His power is plenary and unappealable. So you heard that right. The president of the Senate, Every objection comes directly to him, and he can rule any objection out of order or denied. His task is going to be to fulfill his oath of office to protect and defend the Constitution and to ensure that the laws be faithfully executed. It's a high standard of performance, and Vice President Pence will have two choices. He can roll over on certified electors, or he can uphold the law. What does that mean? Article 2, Section 1 of the Constitution gives state legislatures, this is going to be a key point that I'll get back to, plenary authority. It was enunciated in Bush v. Gore. Plenary, so lawful authority, right? The key is, since the counting of votes is discussed in Article 2, the 12th Amendment, and 3 U.S. Code 15. To this, we must add the history of counting and objections recounted by someone that they talked about who explained, Alexander Macris is his name. Put bluntly, it's as clear as mud. Add to that the fact that the contested states of Arizona, Georgia, Michigan, New Mexico, Nevada, Pennsylvania, and Wisconsin have sent dueling slates of electors to D.C. means that the vice president has to decide, and my internet just went down. Here it is. Okay. Has to decide how he's going to handle it when two sealed envelopes are handed to him from any of those states. In 1800, even with constitutional deficiencies in Georgia, Thomas Jefferson blithely counted defective electoral votes from Georgia, effectively voting himself into the presidency. This demonstrates that the president of the Senate is the final authority on any motions or objections during the vote counting. There's no appeal. Can't appeal it. Doesn't mean that there won't be any outrage. Whatever Pence does, people are going to be angry. But what does the law demand? 7 contested states clearly violated their own laws. Rather than list the facts, which have been detailed in multiple articles, what do you consider? It's the election process. And then they go through the election process and how you do this in the state. And the state legislatures, they're the ones that make up the rules in each state on how this goes. And the suggestion in the article is that any process that doesn't follow the rules is not an election. So follow along here. The vice president is standing there. He's the president of the Senate. Everything is going to be presented to him on the Senate side that you're going to have the electors that are being given by these states. Then there's going to be Democrat and Republican electors. They split. And that's what's going to be handed to him. So he's going to have a choice. If he cares about the traditions and he cares about the Constitution, this is what this article is saying, he's not going to, what they're saying is that if he's a person who doesn't want to cause a lot of trouble like other people have been, then he's not going to take any kind of bold action. But is he going to stand up for the Constitution? And so as the presiding officer and final authority, he has the authority to declare that the states in question have not conducted presidential elections. And so what they're suggesting is that he can say, well, you've got 2 sets of electors that have been handed to me. There have been contested results in the states. There have been a lot of questions about what happened in those states. So I look at this and say that you really haven't conducted a presidential election in these states. That if you have a dueling set of electors that are being handed in 2 different envelopes and we know about all the issues, then I can't say that this is even a legit election that happened in this state. And if that's what he says, if the votes of all 7 contestant states are registered as 0, basically like null and void, just forget it. We're just wiping those clean. That the president's going to have 232, Joe Biden will have 222. The 12th Amendment says that the votes will be counted. The person having the greatest number of votes for president shall be president. In other words, that Trump would be reelected. That's what the president is holding on to, and that's what a lot of people are holding on to. Again, so if you're trying to figure this out, as the president of the Senate, that is something that is plenary, is something that the vice president will be there to do. It's unappealable. Whatever decision he makes, it's tough luck. That's it. That's whatever he says goes. And every objection is going to come to him, but he could say, it's out of order. Forget it. This is what I think. So the states send an envelope, 2 sets of electors, one's for Trump, one's for Biden. He looks at the state, Georgia, and says, we know of all the issues. We know of all the problems that are happening here. I'm looking at this and I can't accept either one. And I'm just saying it's just null and void. And he does that with the other states. And then ultimately, that's how you get Donald Trump back as president of the United States. Now, having said all that, having read all that, there's two problems in my eyes, and maybe you see it differently. Number one, it's the state legislatures that did this. So ultimately, you would imagine, and people have said to me, Drew, you've got to force the states. They're the ones that have to fix this because they're the ones that screwed this up. They're the ones that didn't do this properly. It's not upon everybody else to fix it. The states have to fix this. And then there are those that say, well, that's the fix. The whole idea is that when there's a problem with the states, this is the process that we go through, the constitutional process. It's what I just talked about. And then it's the bigger issue. And the bigger issue is, do you feel like a president of the Senate, Mike Pence, would be the guy to do this? Is he going to just look and say, I can't have fighting on the streets. We can't have masses of people tearing down buildings and burning and looting and dividing the country in a way that we haven't seen in our lifetime, certainly, and for generations. Am I going to be that guy? And that is quite the dilemma, no matter what. And so I just wanted to read that because if there are those that are listening that are hanging their hats on a January 6th and saying that this is the last best hope, and there are people that are saying this is the one thing that the president is focusing on. And as much as we believe that constitutionally this is all good, that this is okay, that there are problems that we all know about, that we have things that are out of control and people that won't listen and judges and justices that want to ignore because they don't want to be the guy or the gal to be the person to upend everything in this country and then have their name on this and their legacy like that forever, and then the doxing and the burning, and like we discussed. That you have all of that. That unfortunately, that's where many fear we've lost. And that is there's no one that is willing to stand up for the Constitution. I'm not saying no one. I mean judges and justices and quite possibly a vice president who will stand up for Article 2, Section 1 of the Constitution, knowing full well that that Constitution is set up to allow for situations like this and to have remedy for this because of the times we are in and the backlash that could happen. I'm just putting that out there because somebody asked about it, and so that article kind of explains it, and I hope that makes sense. May not be what you wanted to hear, but hey, happy Monday after Christmas. Come on, it's New Year's week. We got a new year coming, and you know, once that clock turns midnight, well, not a whole lot changes. But we can still talk about it and keep an eye on it, and we'll see what happens. Especially with our elected officials that'll have a choice to contest some of what we're discussing. 239-479-5592. It's Daybreak 92.5 Fox News, right all along.
This is 92.5 Fox News. Tougher than plastic, harder than wood. Nothing beats the power of steel.
Drew Steele, weekday mornings at 6 on 92.5 Fox News.
Has the little blue pill let you down? Our expert medical staff at mymensclinic.com can and will help. Guys, if you're suffering from ED, we can fix it. Even if you have tried Viagra and other drugs and they've failed you, we will help. Studies have shown that we offer the most effective non-surgical treatments for ED, even if you have other medical conditions. They're generally no problem. We know that hearing "we can try again next weekend" is tough. When what you want to hear is wow, we at mymensclinic.com have helped thousands of men just like you. thousands more nationally. We can make one simple guarantee, and we do. See our licensed medical staff. If we can't show you positive results during that first appointment, that appointment is free. Guys, let's get the wow back in the bedroom. Guys, let's book online at mymensclinic.com or call 239-307-0125. That's 239-307-0125. Again, mymensclinic.com.
We believe in better. A better way to invest, a better way to serve you, and a better result. We can help you determine how much risk you're taking, red flags that could be potential problems for you, how much you're paying in fees or commissions, potential tax liability, or even how to address Social Security.
Tune into WealthWorks Radio with Eric Carney, Saturdays at 6 a.m., Sundays at 9 a.m., right here on 92.5 Fox News Radio.
After a car accident, you can feel like you've lost control. I'm Mark Anajar from the law offices of Anajar & Levine. After the crash, call the police and document the scene by taking photos of all the vehicles involved. If you were injured, get medical attention as soon as possible. If you've been involved in a car accident, call the law offices of Anajar & Levine at 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733 for a free consultation. And take back control of your life.
Offices Fort Myers and Naples.
Heard the good news about COVID-19 vaccines? Yeah, they're coming, but you can do a lot more than just wait. See, you have the power to help slow the spread. Actually, you could be a real difference maker and protect your family and loved ones, too. Here's how. Watch your distance. Stay at least 6 feet away from folks you don't live with. And it's risky to be indoors with them, too, no matter how far apart you are. And, of course, avoid crowds. Also, wear a mask. CDC reports that masks protect both the person wearing them and the folks around them from particles that carry the virus. And wash your hands, using soap and water for 20 seconds, and do it frequently. Watch your distance, wear a mask, and wash your hands. Simple, effective, and along with vaccines, they're how you can make a big difference.
Learn more about vaccines at cdc.gov/coronavirus. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
If you're moving, selling, or purchasing furniture and need help getting it home, there are a lot of moving companies to choose from. But wait, all moving companies are not created equal. Sure, if you're moving your college students' furniture, hiring young movers is fine. But if you're moving highly valued items, you need Rice's Moving and Transport. They meticulously pad wrap everything and secure your valuables and gently pack, transport, and set them up. Rice's Moving and Transport employs skilled professional movers who respect your belongings, not just young hunks who can lift heavy things. Moving is stressful enough. Don't stress about hiring the right moving company. Here's what Teresa in Naples said about Rice's Moving and Transport. I was so impressed when your moving crew came to my home. They politely introduced themselves by name. Seems small, but it made an impression. When you need help moving, trust Rice's Moving and Transport. Rice'sMoving.net, moving you into the future.
Hey, Aaron Walker here, and yes, you can still get the full original base MSRP for your trade-in from Naples Nissan. But time is running out, folks. For several months now, we've been telling you to bring us that 5, 6, 7-year-old car you're driving now to get the same price that you paid for it so you can drive home in a brand new Nissan. If your trade-in is a 2014 or newer with less than 80,000 miles on it, only Naples Nissan will pay you the full original MSRP for it, but not for too much longer. We've already taken in hundreds of quality trade-ins, sold hundreds of new cars, and made hundreds of new happy customers. Don't miss out on your chance to get the full MSRP for your trade-in too. This offer will end soon, Southwest Florida, so don't wait any longer. Come see us here on Pine Ridge Road and drive your brand new Nissan home today. Visit NaplesNissan.com for full details. Happy holidays, Southwest Florida. Offers on select models with approved credit and cannot be combined.
Fox News, I'm Pam Puso. They know who did it, but they don't know why. Authorities in Nashville say Anthony Warner was inside the RV that blew up on Christmas morning.
FBI agents armed with a search warrant combed through Warner's home in the Nashville suburb of Antioch, Tennessee. Neighbors say up until a few days ago, an RV sat in Warner's driveway. Authorities believe that was the RV seen in downtown Nashville before it exploded.
Fox's David Spunt. There won't be a government shutdown now that President Trump has signed a massive spending bill that includes coronavirus relief.
Here's what's in the bill. A $600 per person direct payment, extra $300 a week in unemployment benefits for the next 11 weeks, $284 billion in funding for the Paycheck Protection Program, and extending the eviction moratorium.
Fox's Lucas Tomlinson. America's listening to Fox News.
This Wink News update is presented by Stevie Tomato Sports Page in Fort Myers, Cape Coral, and Naples.
Now, this is a Wink News update.
I'm Kirsten Delgado with Wink News. COVID-19 vaccines are now available for high-risk frontline workers and those of you who are 65 years and older. Starting today, Moderna's vaccine will be available at the Estero Parks and Rec Center. Vaccines will be available from 2 to 6 this afternoon. The Department of Health says you don't need an appointment, but you will need to sign a consent form. The Department of Health is also canceling all the remaining COVID-19 testing and vaccine outreach walk-up sites today. They did have 2 planned for today and tomorrow in Lake County. This means they will not be giving flu and hepatitis A vaccines either. You can still, however, get tested at CenturyLink Sports Complex. Meanwhile, testing resumes today in Collier County. It is by appointment only. The Florida Department of Health testing sites will close later this week for the New Year's holiday. The woman accused of killing 3 little boys will have a pretrial hearing today on Zoom. Investigators say Marion Williams set her ex-boyfriend's Arcadia home on fire with his grandchildren inside the home. All this happening back in 2017. If convicted, Williams faces the death penalty.
Wink News traffic.
A crash on the East Trail in Collier County near Pine Street is causing a delay heading westbound starting from Shadow Lawn Drive all the way to Davis Boulevard. So very congested area. To avoid this, I would just stick to Davis if you're making that westbound commute. Also, the crash at Collier Boulevard and Tree Farm Road still delaying traffic heading northbound on 951, eastbound delays on Tree Farm. And we have this crash at Plantation Gardens Drive and Tree Line. Reports saying it's a rollover and a slowdown southbound on Tree Line. To avoid it, stick to the interstate. That's up to the minute traffic. I'm Sabrina Katz. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
After the chilly morning, a comfortable afternoon. Temperatures rebounding quite a bit in the mid to upper 70s to even some flirting with 80. Pleasant day, though. A lot of sunshine, some occasional passing clouds, and most are dry. Now, as we hit your Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, breezy conditions expected with a gradual warming trend. And in fact, for the last day of 2020 and the first day of 2021, temperatures warmer than normal in the lower to middle 80s. With Wink News, I'm meteorologist Matt Devitt, Weather Authority.
Wink News at the top and bottom of the hour.
Get more than what the internet tells you. Get up to speed on The Drive with Trey Radel. Weekdays 5 to 7.
92.5 Fox News. Right. All along.
Steven Tomatoes Sports Page. Come for the food, stay for the sports.
Hi, it's Big Al from Stevie Tomatoes. They say love and passion makes the world go round. Love for home, family, your country, partner, a friend, and love for food. Stevie wants to be part of your love with our food, drink, sports, and fun. Our passion for your satisfaction brings our love to all of our great customers. Whether it's our brisket short rib burgers, Chicago pizza, fajitas, wings, fish fry, or ribs, it's delivered to your table with love. So at Stevie's, we invite you to share our love of great food, drinks, sports, and fun. You'll never get bored or broke. We feel loved by the sound of our great customers. We promise to treat you like family at your home away from home. I guarantee it. For daily specials, go to StevieTomato.com. Stevie Tomatoes Sports Page. Cape Coral, Fort Myers, and Naples. Come, come, come.
Stevie Tomatoes Sports Page. Come for the food, stay for the sports.
Trust. It's the rock-solid foundation of Moran Wealth Management. Over 40 years ago, they began advising clients on ways to help meet their financial goals. 4 decades later, we've helped many reach their goals of providing for themselves, their families, and future generations. CEO Tom Moran has assembled an impressive team of professionals, each committed to the same core concept. Tom is recognized by Barron's as a Hall of Fame advisor. To be named a Hall of Fame advisor, the advisor has to have been ranked by Barron's consecutively for the last 10 years in any of their rankings. Let us earn your trust. Call 239-920-4440 or visit moranwm.com. Barron's rankings are based on data provided by thousands of advisors. Factors included in the rankings were assets under management, revenue produced for the firm, regulatory record, length of service, quality of practice, and client retention. Investment products and services are offered through Wells Fargo Advisors Financial Network, LLC, WFAFN, member SIPC. Moran Wealth Management is a separate entity from WFAFN.
This is 92.5 Fox News.
All right, it's Daybreak 92.5 Fox News. 239-479-5592. We'll get to your calls coming up as we do the thing each and every day at this time, right after the top 5 audio clips. The thing being whatever's on your mind. I'll talk about anything. I don't care. Whatever you want to talk about. It could be about Jake's air fryer. It could be about the half-life of a Twinkie. It could be about the president signing the COVID relief package along with the rest of the pork and mess. Or it could be about the Nashville bomb. Whatever you want to talk about, I'm in. All right, time for the top 5 audio clips of the day. It's 5 at 8:35.
Drew's Top 5 at 8:35 is brought to you by Moran Wealth Management. Isn't it time to review your portfolio options? Go to moranwm.com.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Drew's 5 at 8:35.
Number 5.
Someone's got to show me how we're going to pay for it. I mean, how far before we ultimately go into a debilitating insolvency and bankruptcy that's going to do great damage to our country and do more damage, in fact, than COVID-19 ever could have done?
That was Congressman Mo Brooks, Representative Mo Brooks from Alabama, on Fox and Friends this morning, and talking about the signing of this COVID relief bill into law. And listen, the president wants to cut the pork. He wants to get some more money to Americans. And a good question from Mo Brooks. But a question that we're not allowed to ask is, how in the world are we all going to pay for this? You know, the fiscal responsibility, the idea of fiscal responsibility has been thrown out the window. It was thrown out the window a long time ago. And I just wonder how in the world we're going to take care of all of this, or does nobody care?
Number 4.
Federal authorities identifying 63-year-old Anthony Quinn Warner as the suspect behind the bombing here in downtown Nashville on Christmas Day. Authorities confirming Warner was killed in that blast. They say they were able to quickly identify him after they recovered a vehicle identification number from the RV that was used in the explosion. That led agents to the suspect's home in suburban Tennessee, where they were able to collect and positively match DNA with human remains found at the blast site.
So that's the latest on what happened with the Christmas bombing in Nashville from Fox News, and just a lot of people still wondering exactly what happened here, and really want to get some of the questions answered. How are we going to get more information? How are we going to find out more about this? And quite honestly, like what the motive was, maybe that's something we'll talk about coming up.
Number 3.
The number one thing we should have done is actually done this a lot sooner. It is clear that Nancy Pelosi was playing politics with the American people. She was playing politics in the middle of our elections. And so the American people should have had help long before this deadline. This is her fault. This is at her feet. And so I think the president is correct to try to get all the help that the American people need.
That was our Congressman-elect Byron Donalds, who was on Fox, who was talking about Nancy Pelosi. Boy, what is he going to have to deal with when he gets to Congress? And going after the speaker, and listen, rightly so. And some of the things that we've gone back and forth about with this COVID relief, the frustration of many that I talk to, that why can't we just get help to the American people by itself without having to add all the rest of the nonsense in, of course, because that's what the left does, because that's how they get what they want ultimately. And Republicans always acquiesce. It really stinks. And, you know, on the other side of that, too, is a lot of questions about why is it that we have to give money to anybody? And when I say that, I don't mean that they don't need it, but they need jobs, and they need to get back to work, and they need to get back to their life. So when do we start to do that, everybody?
Number 2.
You acknowledged to the New York Times that you've moved the goalposts in terms of what it would take to reach so-called herd immunity in the United States. Here's what you said. You said, when polls said about when polls said only about half of all Americans would take a vaccine, I was saying herd immunity would take 70 to 75%. Then when newer surveys said 60% or more would take it, I thought I can nudge this up a bit. So I went to 80, 85. And then you go on to say that it may be as high as 90%. So my question is, why weren't you straight with the American people about this to begin with?
Yeah, why weren't you straight with the American people? Down to bash CNN, talking to the Fauci, Dr. Fauci, and saying, you keep moving the goalposts, buddy. What are you doing here? Why can't you be honest? And the Fauci talking about how, there's things that we know and we don't, and we extrapolate numbers, and he brings up the measles and all of these other things. You move the goalposts. You continue to do it. And when is it going to end? When is the next strain, and then the next strain, and then the next strain of this COVID virus that is that we're continuously hearing about? Kind of like the next strain of the flu, and the next strain of the flu, and the next strain of the flu. When is it going to be time where we can all get back to work and stop relying on our government to give us a pittance of $600, and we're supposed to be happy about that because we get to pay for what? For how long?
Number one.
Did you have similar experiences? And you were doing it almost every week. And of course, except for the weeks the White House wouldn't provide any White House Trump administration guests. Did you feel like there were diminishing returns because you weren't getting the truth?
Well, there are some people that are such, they're just so mendacious, I just wouldn't put them on air. Kayleigh McEnany, I never booked her. Jason Miller from the Trump campaign, I would never book him. I mean, these are just people who they just tell lies the way that, most people breathe. And there was no value in that.
Right. Kayleigh McEnany, Jason Miller, they lie like most people breathe. That's Jake Tapper over the weekend on CNN. Hey, I'm just asking the question. Does Jake ever like know the names of the people that he interviews on the other side? Because they don't lie. Democrats never lie. Gotcha.
Drew's 5 at 8:35.
Such a joke. That's such a joke. Yeah, but it's just remember, it doesn't make a difference how much money you give. It doesn't make a difference what you do. It doesn't make a difference how you acquiesce to the left. You stink. I'm going to use another word, but my son can hear me in the other room. It's never going to be good enough. Never for the left. You will always be a problem that needs to be disposed of. Not your ideology, you. Where we can look and we can say the ideology of the left has to be defeated once and for all because it's destructive to my child, to my family, to my life. They say, no, you need to be destroyed. Like physically, like your house needs to burn. Like something needs to happen to you. Like you need to be doxxed. Like you need, for example, if you upset me enough, you need to be taught a lesson. Like this story about 4 years ago. Did you hear about this? 15-year-old Mimi Groves, a freshman at Heritage High School in Virginia, was excited to get her learner's permit, and after receiving it, she sent her friend a 3-second Snapchat video in which she said, "I can drive," and she used the N-word. Somehow the video circulated among a few friends at school, survived for years, and last year, one student in particular, Jimmy Galligan, he was a senior along with Groves at Heritage, ended up seeing it. Galligan, whose mother is black and whose father is white, said he was offended by the video, and instead of explaining the issue with a white girl using a slur to Groves herself, he held on to the video and waited until he could use it against her. To do what, everybody? Not to approach her and say, "Hey, I saw this, you should apologize." No, but to destroy her. So what happened? I guess she was accepted to the University of Tennessee and is set to join the school's cheer team, which at the time was the reigning national champion. When Galligan posted the video of Groves online and went viral, she lost her position on the cheer team and was forced to withdraw from the university after facing pressure from admission officials. So he waited till the right time to drop it so that she could be destroyed. And the New York Times loved it. It did a profile on the story, presented from his point of view, along with a headline that said, "A racial slur, a viral video, and a reckoning." I've been talking about reckoning a lot this morning. but not that kind of reckoning. But that's what we're up against, everybody. That is the 80 million people that voted for Joe Biden as president of the United States, tongue in cheek, that all voted for this. This is what they want. They want everything about you and your past to be brought up, and there is no forgiveness. There is no redemption, nothing like that available to you. Some people will get it, but they'll decide. But for the rest of you, it's legacy, it's destroying, it's not being able to earn a living. It just goes on and on and on. But hey, 2021 is on the way, and Donald Trump won't be around anymore. So everything's going to be fine, said the left and nobody on the right. All right, 239-479-5592. Let's do it right now. It's your time to call about whatever you want to talk about, whatever's on your mind. We do the thing. We're going to do the thing.
You know the thing. You know the thing. You know the thing. You know the thing.
All right, Ruth is in Cape Coral. Ruth has her thing she wanted to talk about this morning. Hello, Ruth. How are you today?
I'm fine, Drew. Can you hear me all right? I have speaker. Should I take speaker off?
Yes, you should. Thank you for saying and asking and doing.
Hang on one second.
No worries. Take your time.
Okay, I got it.
All right, that's okay. Wait.
Okay. I wanted to talk about January 6th, what you were referring to.
Yes, I was reading an article from the American Thinker that was saying, just for those that are wondering what's going to happen on January 6th, the joint session of Congress gets together. The vice president is the president of the Senate. He has the lawful right and unappealable right to make decisions on how the Electoral College vote is going to go. So, and this all with Article 2, Section 1 of the Constitution, giving the state legislatures plenary authority, but also the fact that the vice president is going to be handed two envelopes in one state, let's say Georgia. One's going to have Republican, it's going to have Trump in it. One's going to have the choice of the people, quote unquote, Biden. And the vice president's going to have to make a choice at that point, whether or not he is going to accept what the state has done or accept the one elector or the other, in which case, it's something that he can do and it's unappealable. And will he do that? And that seems to be what people are kind of hanging their hopes on.
Right. And I understand that. But I wanted to give Vice President Pence another choice of what he faces. You gave one choice of, we're going to face burning cities, et cetera. That might be true. But I want to give the alternative to that. If Vice President Pence does not protect this constitutional republic, we are facing a totalitarian takeover. If that happens, once that is completed, there is no reversal. There is no going back. And they are going to be printing money like you won't believe. The dollar is going to be facing collapse. And once your currency collapses, just ask South American countries that have gone through that what happens. The economy collapses. Ask Venezuela what that's like when your economy collapses. So people in the United States will be facing a lot worse than burning cities. They'll be facing no food shortages, medical shortages. Life will become hell on earth. And tell you what, if the U.S. economy collapses, it's going to drag the world economy down. And the world is going to become a very dark place. Tyrants and authoritarian players are going to be the dominant players in the world. If it were not for the shining city on the hill, then 20 million people would still be living under the Iron Curtain in Eastern Europe.
Yeah.
So without the United States as one of the dominant players in the world is going to become very ugly, and life in the United States is not going to be pleasant.
Yeah.
That is what Vice President Pence is facing.
Yeah.
That is what the Supreme Court faced, and they.
And why do you think they abdicated the ability to even do something?
For the reason you said, burning cities.
Right.
But they didn't look at the other side of the coin.
Well,
what's going to happen to the country if they don't stand up, and they didn't stand up.
Well, I'll say this, Ruth, and here's the thing that I'm trying to wrap my head around today and try to have that kind of glimmer of hope And I do have it, and because I know you and I know others out there who are willing to fight and stand up. And fight, I mean fight for our ideology and fight for what's right and fight for the Constitution, not take to the streets and burn things. But I worry that, number one, that in your scenario, I know if we're getting real deep here, but let's just go there anyway. In your scenario of we have to do this to save the republic, you have a media and a left in this country and a lot of money and countries outside that are looking in who despise you, despise me, despise this president, and will love nothing more to make it look to the rest of the country that it's their fault. It's Trump's fault and Republicans' fault that the economy collapsed. It's Trump's fault that the cities are burning. It's Trump's fault. And all the things that you're describing that you say will happen will ultimately be put at the feet of you and I and the president and others, even if the president is no longer in office. That's not going to stop. All the ills will be because of Trump. Every time we have defunding the police and all of these other things, and then we see a spike in crime and everything, it'll somehow get turned on you. And so we're already in that place. So to your point, some people are saying, look, let it burn. We're ready. But everything that you will see will be because of this president stealing an election. It's already been set up that way. That's the first part, and that's the depressing part. But the other part, and thanks for the call, Ruth, I appreciate it. We've got to go. I'm looking at the clock. But the other thing about this is that we have to figure out, even after January 6th, however this turns out, however it's going to play out, we've got to figure out what the next steps are, knowing that we have a party who believes that they can get away with the worst. That they could get away with things that we never in a million years thought that they could, and we never in a million years thought that would be the case. How do you fight that? And many people have said the way you fight it is right here. This town, this city, this county, this state. Got to focus on the local, everybody. Got to focus on the local. You got to focus on doing the right thing in this community. You got to focus on getting the right people elected that have a spine, that maybe there's a Trump generation that's coming up that wants to be those individuals, that wants to fight and take the fight to DC, and you bring them up here and you influence your sphere of influence, the bubble that you have, so that you can affect change long term. But it's got to start here. And I got my questions about people elected in this town. Not everybody. There's a small few. And just know that there is a, how do I explain this delicately? Let's just say that there are a lot of people who would like to pick Southwest Florida as a place to start flushing in loads of money on the left to kind of flip this town and other areas of the state. And it's happening now. And remember, we've only got a couple of years left for the 2022 election. It's not very far away. They're going to pick on this governor like you cannot believe. They're going to say some of the most outrageous things that you're not even going to recognize. They don't care because it's worked in the past and they've had no consequences. All right, it's Daybreak 92.5 Fox News. Let's find out what's going on with the remainder of the forecast with Wink News meteorologist Matt Devitt.
After the chilly start with 40s and 50s, a nice rebound and a nice